Let's count us in. One,
At the
2, 3, 4.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good, bad. I'm the guy with the mic.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
And what do you do with the packing paper from your Deadly Grounds coffee? You cut it down into smaller sizes and you draw on them. It's a good way to
nice.
prepare.
So, how'd you like your Deadly Grounds coffee?
I love it.
What flavor did you get?
This time we got the chocolate and cinnamon and the salted caramel.
Mm.
And I love them both. But I think I like the salted caramel more.
I think I'd like the chocolate cinnamon.
I definitely recommend both.
It's bad for me. I don't drink coffee, so I buy them as gifts. That's all I can do is buy them as gifts.
Well, that's fine. I definitely recommend doing that. And another thing, on top of this whole storm thing we've been having, Cook's Country is a great magazine, but the thing beside the loaded hash browns from Waffle House was the index that explains what you must do and what the Waffle House is doing. And this is like one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a magazine.
So, as a person that deals with the National Weather Service and done stuff with FEMA and emergency disaster services and all this good stuff, that was showed to me years ago, and my jaw just dropped, and I said, is this a legit thing? And they said, yes, they have teams. Waffle House actually has teams that go out with generators and this and that, and every Waffle House has a special hookup for these generators. That way they can get everything up and running or whatever the case may be. And based on how many items they can actually produce versus how many Waffle Houses are doing that level of menu, is how the National Weather Service actually kind of rates how bad a storm was and how bad everybody's affected. So they kind of look at that because Waffle House does take the extra effort just to go out and have these special crews at the ready, and they'll stay down there as soon as the storm is at the point where, hey, we can actually get in there safely. They will go right in there and start going to work, and they will send that whole list off to the National Weather Service.
Jenny, for those of us that can't read small print and those that are viewing, do you want to give a synopsis of what that article was about? Since I imagine people couldn't read it on screen.
Well, basically what he said. he gave a very good synopsis about it without even reading it. I just recommend the magazine and thought it was so cool that they would put that in the magazine along with the loaded ash browns that I wanted to share everybody. It's like Witches and Wildflowers. They made this amazing picture. I am borrowing it and telling everybody go check out their page. But I think the thing that has totally thrown me off, we have this local sausage company that not that one, this one, Slavicets.
Yep.
So there is a mince print on it. Their pies are usually pretty good, but the ginger is misspelled as finger. And our first thought was, why would you put fingers in sweet pies? Wouldn't that go into savory pies?
Well, maybe they meant it to be that way, and it's categorized as finger food.
Does Dr. Raz have anything to add?
I like
Did my
turtles.
turtle thing come through?
I heard
Say
it a
what?
little bit. I like turtles.
Hold on.
You sound like you're announcing a NASCAR race.
Yeah. And there we go.
Now starting on the pole position,
I like
Nick
turtles.
Cole.
I got this new board and it's got an option for a custom sound. So I'm like, what can I do for a custom sound? The Turtles Kid. I got really excited about it.
I like
Toilet
corn.
pies are for people.
Well, when you point that out, I start laughing my head off because all I could think of was, so Sweetie Todd has went to the Thanksgiving cooking book. Good
Okay.
old London.
And since before we go off on anything else, the where do all the socks go? Pile. Explain.
Do you want me to explain that, or do you want me to go with the story of what you can also find where the socks go?
Go with the
I have a
whole
theory
thing.
on this.
It's
I want to
great.
jump in on this when it's done.
What's that?
I want to jump on this socks thing when you're done.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was always told it was the gremlins that lived in the dryer. And that's incorrect. It's the mermaids that live in the washer. And when a washer takes it, it will eat it. And when the mermaid doesn't eat the sock, she lets it go to the pump. And then the pump stops. And you call me. And I had to come fix them. And when I assume it is going to be a sock, you pull out a pair of lacy underwear out of the pump. And you look at the person and go, have you been looking at these? She looks at me and goes, those ain't mine. Her daughter walks in. Oh, so that's where my underwear went. I need to leave.
Wow.
Okay. Raz, you had something to say?
Yeah, so I've had this whole theory for a long time about where the socks go. There's this land beyond your dryer called Socktopia. And now a sock can only go there alone. It can't bring it a fellow sock, a matching pair with it. They have to go one by one. Like, this is where your socks go in the dryer. Unfortunately, a long time ago, there was the sock dryer war that devastated Socktopia. And instead of actually the socks going to Socktopia, they were just getting stuck in your dryer in this side parallel dimension. That's why sometimes if you really like gut your dryer and clean out your lint trap, you'll find socks wedged in there because those are the socks that were not allowed to travel to Socktopia. Now, during this Great War, a lot of socks were just destroyed, and this thing broke families apart. And in fact, hold on one second. I have a member of Socktopia to talk about this for a moment. Hold on.
This is going to be great.
Now, this friend of mine has been through a lot, so you'll have to excuse him. He's a little irritated. He's kind of famous on YouTube, actually. During a Scare Factor walkthrough of Hell's Dungeon Christmas a couple years back, he made his first appearance. This is really seem to him. This is J.A. Sock, who is returning this year to the Christmas event. So yeah, what was that? Oh, sorry, he's busy right now. He was just making a quick appearance. So him and his brother fought really hard during the Sock Dryer Wars, and unfortunately, his brother was partially melted. Now, his brother does sometimes show up from time to time. If I can get his brother to show up for the Christmas event, he'll be there too. But yeah, it's a long, very terrible family history they have. And there you go.
Okay.
That's like what was that show where the points didn't matter?
Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, there you go. Whose line is it anywhere?
Whose sock is it anyway?
It's yeah.
We actually play a version of that at the lawn all the time for when we're doing improv stuff.
So I was thinking about making imaginative intros for everybody in like the library group or somewhere about how I am the head librarian that collects books, authors and honors, and about Delphine being the crow that sits in her comfy chair in the corner of the library somewhere, just reading anything and everything she can get her hands on. And probably I'm still trying to figure out what points to use for the rest of you guys, because I want to add the snake oil salesman thing. Something about you being one the snake oil salesman thing for Ron, the teacher / haunter / horror author. I'm still working on that for Raz. And I'm trying to figure out the right combination to add to Pile.
Well, he's a truck driver and a humanitarian, so what can you do along that vein?
I've been trying to figure that out. But also, I wondered what type of fun it would be if we all did that for the group, the main group of Owlite, and saw what each of us had to say about the others. What do
So
you
where
guys
did the
think?
socks go?
Say what?
What?
Where do the socks go?
Socktopia, I told you, or they get stuck in the dryer.
Oh, maybe in
you
your
can either
realm.
look in your washer.
I mean, that's
Or
how
Socktopia.
Socktopia works anyway.
So I was sitting here contemplating the question, and Socktopia sounds like a good fantasy type place for socks to go, but I am a product of my generation for the advent of the internet, which was developed back in the 60s with origins dating way back, but the internet that we know of was around the 90s. And I started on the internet as it was back then in 1991. Now, Windows 95 had not yet come out. It was still Windows 3.0, Windows 3.1, and running on a DOS operating system. Then when Windows 3.11 came out, they released a dynamic linked library file, or DLL, that was called winsock.dll. And this was the primary file which allowed for computers to connect to each other in order to get on the internet. And then there was a program called Internet Relay Chat, or IRC, which first started out as a text-based chat. It originally started with a Defense Advanced Research Project, DARPA, so that universities that were working on projects for the government could communicate with each other, and it caught on and then spread outward until everybody had access to IRC, and that started clients that people could download onto their home computer in order to access IRC from home without having to go through a big mainframe computer system. And this began the rise of MIRC. And in order to connect to IRC through MIRC or its various equal programs, there was a program that you could download outside of WinSock that was called Trumpet WinSock. Essentially the same program, but it was specifically developed so that you could get on IRC through MIRC. And now I'm thinking that this is where all the socks go, that perhaps Trumpet, the man that developed this DLL file, wrote it into the coding that it would connect through the matrix to all of the washers and dryers in the world, and specifically transfer these socks through this internet streaming and digitize them into binary code to feed the WinSock algorithm. Wherever a connection needed to be made, there were socks to fuel that WinSock connection. And I think that's maybe where all of the socks go, is they're out there in the ether realm, feeding all of these connections to the internet that we now have.
Awesome.
Uncle Necro, your face.
That's where all the socks go.
Go on.
It's a giant network of socks that has become the backbone and the architecture of the internet as we know it today. Because there's so many connections, it constantly needs to feed that WinSock algorithm, which is why all your socks keep disappearing.
No, I believe that's been proven by the docu-series South Park, that all the socks are being stolen by the gnomes in a world, and
That's underwear.
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 Socks are underwear.
But you see, that's animation, and the internet's a real thing.
So is animation.
But
Right?
it's drawn by
I mean,
somebody.
Yeah, it's drawing you in. I'm sorry. I
Are
just
we
got
drawn
done
together
watching.
now? That was a different show.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got done watching tomorrow's movie for the Tomb, and I'm a bit discombobulated. So, therapy time, guys. Carry on.
So, I think the most confusing thing so far is I've been trying to look up Krampusschnatch, or however you pronounce it
Krampusschnatch.
properly. Schnatch, whatever. At some point, I'm gonna catch on. And the really odd thing is, out of like 42 web pages, the one with the most interesting pictures and the most like easy to find information would be the Campus Ohio blog. because that one has
Yeah.
beautiful pictures and everything. And I'm like, okay, apparently Ohio does everything, but this is definitely one of the most easy to read formats I've seen today. Are you guys? I know Necro is looking forward to it, but what about everybody else?
I wouldn't say looking forward to it.
Krampus
So you
Nacht.
didn't leave the boot outside your bedroom?
No. See, I understand there is a variation where there is a female Krampusnacht that steals cheating husbands.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Were you a cheating husband? Are you afraid you're going to be stolen?
Never married. Never cheated on anybody. So, no, I am good.
Okay.
I do look forward to rewatching the 2015 movie, though. It is a classic.
Hmm.
I was married, but I never cheated on my wife.
That's good.
Her, I'm not entirely certain about. I have no evidence. But I'm no longer married.
Right.
My mind's jumping, so I have all the weird topics to come forward. Unless somebody else wants to bring one.
I'm just here to hang out, man.
Okay.
I am down for anything. Giggity.
Okay. And this is what I was thinking about doing for this show until everybody can find a more level footing. Because getting anybody to say yes to interviews is hard, and Dell's sick, and everybody else is having an insane life at home. So,
You're wanting to interview us?
no. Well, yes, of course, but I was just wondering how it sells until we can get everything straight.
Well, you can always do to them what we did on Friday. Put up a picture and tell them to make a story by one from picture. That was
Ooh.
actually a pretty good time.
Was that for Chainers?
No, that was part of Corpse Garden Reads.
Of course, Garden.
Yes.
Hello,
Yeah,
I am Paquito.
I wasn't home then for Corpse Garden.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, Friday, I jumped in with Stefan, and then I jumped in with Friday.
What are these lovely ladies up to, gentlemen?
You ain't going to beat my story with that. I'm sorry to tell you. You just ain't going to.
That is a spy versus spy convention.
I heard this.
Say what?
Spy versus spy convention.
Okay.
Bubonic Plague cosplayers.
Spy versus spy convention. Yes. Still not as good as mine.
Yes, yours was fun.
I don't know what kind of kinky crap they get into, but count me out.
Okay.
That one was a hard one.
She said.
Is that Groot?
No.
Possessed Groot? Demonic Groot?
That's what it looks like to me. No, it's the elder of the trees from Return to Oz, where they birth for.
Alrighty.
The Ents after dropping some acid.
Right.
Yeah.
What are they up to?
Acid.
I told you, the cat
Someone's about to
ate
get
the
res-
person.
I see that book in that Ghost Sands, man. There's some resurrection about that.
Well, it's graveyards or cemeteries. How there are differences. They are quiet places to read.
Very true. That is not what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to do that. There we go. Why are we?
We're just having
Okay.
problems, Jenny.
Yes, I'm having lots of problems. It does not want to work with me. It also wants to be updated at the weirdest time.
Yeah. Mine always
Yeah.
waits until the middle of the Tomb of the Terrible, which is why I derp a lot.
Derp.
I have so many odd pictures. Let's see.
Well, now. That's interesting.
That looks like a roller coaster, doesn't it? I think that's part of a roller coaster. Looks like
No, it's a mine.
it looks like one of the minecart roller coasters to me, man.
Yeah, but the track's not right for high speed.
If it's, I mean, yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, I mean, even a mine ride roller coaster has a spot for the outside rail, just for the high banking. This is a coal. I mean, at some point it might have been like a really small train, the size of the ones you see at the zoo.
Yeah.
Jenny's going to find pictures, and we're going to discuss what we think's happening in the picture.
It's a good way to get your mind thinking.
Yeah, my mind's not working right now.
Temple of Doom remake, I would say.
Sounds like fun.
Come on. Yeah, come on. There we go.
Kitty.
So spoiled.
Mine is too.
She always needs to be around me whenever I'm actually busy doing something.
Yeah, that's
When I'm not
normal.
busy doing anything, then she's like, I don't know, whatever.
What's happening at this house in the woods?
The house from the next Amityville movie we're watching.
Does that include the trailer?
Yes.
Yeah, actually it
Mobile home on
does.
the side?
It's a one-room building.
Well, this guy kind of looks like customers from the good old rent-to-own years.
Jenny, isn't that your house?
Oddly
No,
enough,
put-
yes. So what's happening is a lot
put,
of boring things and a weird
put,
lady in a closet.
Put the picture back up, please. Okay, Wells Street Capital. Is that management or?
Yes.
Okay. I see. Wells Street. Okay.
I stole it from them before I moved in, so I would have a picture.
I see. Fascinating.
Life is fascinating.
Intuitively.
I have a whole lot of cemetery pictures on here.
I wonder why.
Are you
Now, this one
kissing the cat?
has an interesting story.
Just
So the two taller one in back, he is married. Has been married until he died, but he fell in love with this other lady. And he would, of course, go off, have the rendezvous, and she ended up pregnant. And no matter what he did, his wife refused to divorce him. So they ended up adopting the child and raising the child themselves. And the thing that actually made Martha happy and confused with how much they loved each other, they actually let her be buried by him after she had passed.
oh,
Go on.
You sure that's not the set for the next zombie thriller movie or thriller music video?
I think that would probably scare me more than some random person I didn't know coming out of the ground. Having your uncle and his lover come out of the ground to eat your brains.
I wrote a song about that once.
I'm trying to remember. Hold on, I gotta look this up.
Having a really hard time understanding rap
all
tonight.
we want to do is eat your brains.
It might be like
We're
a
not unreasonable.
on here.
I mean, we don't want to
Any
eat
better
your
now?
eyes.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
All we want to do is eat your brains.
Oh, I remember the name of the movie. It's called My Boyfriend's Back. It was like an 80s comedy zombie movie that's
Oh, yeah.
fucking epic. I love that one.
Have
I
you
watched
have you ever seen the movie Life After Beth?
it. Oh yeah, yeah. Also good.
I'm a big fan of Aubrey Plaza. So
Me too. I loved her in the Agatha All Along series on Disney recently.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So now, apparently that character's coming back to be part of the overall Marvel franchise.
I want to see her and Thanos and Deadpool go toe to toe for her affections in a movie form. Huh?
Whose affections? Agatha's?
Death.
Death?
Aubrey Plaza plays Death.
Okay.
Spoilers. And in the comics, Thanos originally snapped half of all life away in a bid to impress Death because he really, really loves Death. That's his high school crush. And also Death is really attracted to Deadpool in the annuals, at least. So I'm a geek.
Really attracted to Deadpool because he can't die.
Something like that. It's complicated.
He wants the one thing she cannot have.
Don't we all?
Yep.
Some things, yes. Other things, no.
I suppose it all depends on what it was you want that you know you can't have.
Right now, it's the McDLT. I miss those.
You
But
know
what
what?
has returned?
The McRib.
Yes.
I miss Taco Bell's smothered burrito. And they have all the ingredients to make it. But they choose not to do it. And let me just tell you, you're wrong for not making that delicious smothered burrito. It hurts my feelings every time I have to go from, oh, I think I've got the recipe figured out. But now it's like, with all the add-ons, almost a $10 burrito.
Well, basically all Mexican food is essentially the same 5 ingredients. 5 basic ingredients, and then the only thing that differentiates what it actually is how it's prepared and what they add on to it.
Okay.
I'm privy to the taquitos.
Yeah. That sounds nummy. He disappeared.
Went to this place in Lancaster last night.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
No, you're here. Raz disappeared.
Yep, he did.
I think James is lagging.
I am
That's
very
okay.
much
I
like
think I am.
my internet does that at night. Rural
That is
provider and
right.
all that.
We'll announce the winning lottery numbers, and he won't find out until tomorrow.
Okay.
Anyway, you went to Lancaster?
I went to a Mexican restaurant called La Cascada, and they have this thing called the Crazy Burrito. I don't know what was crazy about it, other than it had like steak and chicken and a bunch of other things, and then it had queso smothered all over it. I mean, it was a really good burrito, but it was like $20, and it came with refried beans and a salad and all of that. So I don't know what was crazy about it, but it was a really damn good burrito. And I mean, I don't know if it was worth $20, but it's a good burrito. There's a place down the road from me called Juanita's that has a burrito called the Anaconda, and the thing's like 3 pounds. I mean, it's huge. You can't eat it all in one sitting. But between like the Crazy Burrito and the Anaconda, they're both basically the same thing, you know.
So would you say your Anaconda don't want none?
Well, it didn't come with buns. It came with chips and salsa.
Hmm.
But it was good, you know. I like Mexican food. And Pyle is talking and muted, so we can't hear him.
Yeah.
And then Ginny disappeared, Raz disappeared. So it's just me and you. And you're lagging. So I guess I'm gonna have to keep talking until
I don't think
something
I'm
happens.
lagging that badly now.
It's a couple
Nope.
seconds.
He sounds good. I said it was more like Ron's Anaconda don't want a bun.
I don't know if that does make sense. Or am I just not thinking
Isn't
clearly?
the Anaconda a burrito?
Yes.
So it doesn't go on a bun.
No, it goes
So
in a
the
tortilla.
Anaconda doesn't want a bun.
It goes in the tortilla.
Exactly.
So we learned something new today. Burrito
What?
doesn't go on a bun.
Nope.
I mean,
Burritos should not go on buns.
if you put a burrito on a bun, would it be a burger or a sub?
It would be overkill.
What's a hot dog?
A taco.
An elongated burger.
So a sub is a taco then.
Yes. There was a chart I found. And the Big Mac counts as cake because of the
What?
layers.
Oh God. No.
How does a Big Mac count as cake?
Because of the layers I just said.
Well, then all burgers should count as cake. They all have layers.
And not like the Big Mac. And the Pop-Tarts are technically ravioli.
Well, you got the bottom bun. That's one layer. And then you might have something on top of that before you put your burger patty on, but that's the second layer. And then you got your cheese on top of that. That's your third layer. Then you might put lettuce on top of that. That's your fourth layer. And then your tomato. That's your fifth layer. And then your top bun. And I mean, you could put like onions on it or pickles. That's a whole nother layer. So you're basically looking at like, a 7-layer cake right there.
We'll be sussing this out all night, baby.
I mean, I have to defer back to my boys in Scooby-Doo with Shaggy and Scooby, because if you ever watched the sandwiches and the burgers that they made, they were very layered.
That was stolen from the cartoon strip Blondie. The Dagwood sandwich. I'm surprised
it's
they didn't
layered.
too.
So it's cake.
Sure.
So you can have your cake and eat it too.
Now that Friday is back, what kind of questions do you got for us?
I have, okay. Which line would you like to go down? Silly, imaginative, or thoughtful?
We can take any question and smoosh them all into all three at once.
Okay, let's go with Dante's favorite question to ask anybody he finds. What is your favorite flavor Pop-Tart? It confused the heck out of the receptionist. So I had to stop and explain he loves Pop-Tarts. It's his favorite snack. So he thought you might like Pop-Tarts, so he asked you. She's like, oh, okay, that makes more sense.
But we have determined that Pop-Tarts are really ravioli. So you're really asking what's your favorite flavor ravioli?
Technically,
In
yes.
Pop-Tart form.
But we're going to
Pop-Tart
go
form.
sweet flavor.
Who are we starting with?
Let's
You.
start with Uncle Necro.
Oh, okay. The classic cherry frosted has to be frosted.
Okay.
And I never toast them.
You ever okay. After that, I have 2 more questions about the Pop-Tart. Anyway.
This just raises more questions.
If you give a mouse a cookie.
What about you, Ron?
Frosted strawberry.
Okay. Kyle?
It has to be frosted.
I don't think they make them anymore. Milkshake.
Ooh.
Strawberry milkshake. But I do have something. I pulled it up.
Okay.
When I was asking what makes everything, this popped up, and I'm like, you know what? That might be a little relevant. And then I seen it said Pop-Tart, and I was like, yes, right there.
All right.
Yeah, actually, my next question did have to do with using Pop-Tarts as sandwich. Do you
Radical
add-
Sandwich Anarchy.
Yeah.
That sounds like the
Have-
name of a band. Radical
Very good.
Sandwich Anarchy.
I'm just saying, when I pulled this up, I was like, you know what? This might be a good thing for us to show here. And as soon as she said something about Pop-Tart, I was like, yes, right there. What is a Pop-Tart? It's not a burrito.
Okay.
Ooh, heck.
Do
What was
you
the question
add
again?
butter? Say what?
What was the question again?
My question was, do you add butter, or have you ever
Pop-Tarts?
put peanut butter on one of them and made like a peanut butter sandwich with Pop Tarts? Open face or full?
Never tried it.
Those are good.
Hmm.
Yeah, if you take one of the fruit ones, it's almost like having
Peanut butter and jelly.
the jelly and the bread on the outside.
Well, my mom actually got me at a very young age eating. She liked to take her Pop-Tart and put a couple of slices of the Sussex summer sausage and a slice of cheese on top.
That one is
And
new.
it is quite delectable.
I
Otherwise,
would be willing to try that.
Otherwise, peanut butter and maybe a slice of cheese.
I've never done that.
And
I'm
now
surprised
thinking
that they
about
don't offer that as like a recipe on the box to actually try, because Pop Tarts come in pack of 2, so it's prime to ready to make a sandwich. You know, you got 2
Yeah.
Pop Tarts there, you might as well just put something in between them and make a sandwich.
well, we
But
always did it open face, so it was like having 2 sandwiches.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think Kellogg's owns a peanut butter company. Otherwise, I think they would have done this a long time ago.
I'm
What
sure
side do you
Kellogg's
put the
owns
summer
something.
sausage and the cheese on? Do you put it on the frosted side or the plain side?
The frosted side, of course, as God intended.
Well, I don't know. Let's examine that, because if you put it on the plain side, then the frosted side is down, and it you can lick it with your tongue as you're eating the sandwich. But if you cover the frosted side with the summer sausage and the cheese, then you wouldn't taste the frosting while you're chewing.
Ooh, slower. Okay. Oh yeah.
All right.
Uncle Necro, have you ever stuck cheese on your summer sausage and thought about Ron eating it? I mean, that's kind of what sounds like you're enjoying over there.
Well, you said the word tongue and just running it up and down the frosting. Oh yeah.
The internet is really, really great.
Poor porn, right?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Raz.
Yeah, we lost internet. It happens sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry to hear. But
Hey, smoke outside at least.
what was I going to say? Oh yeah.
Something about Ron's tongue.
So then, about how many raccoons can fit in Ron's ass?
5. Now, yeah. But if I had a salad, maybe 6. But
Yeah.
But no, the that and the Sussex summer sausage, and sometimes like honey ham works fine too. Get a slice of that. We're talking about what do we like on our Pop-Tarts?
Nothing. Throw them away.
Okay.
Oh,
There's nothing redeemable about Pop-Tarts, man. They're disgusting.
So are you more of the toaster strudel guy?
No, those are also equally disgusting.
Ooh, he's about to have words, son.
Dude, I'm a hardcore stoner and I don't like that shit. There's a problem.
Dude, I would buy a package of the toaster strudel and just eat it frozen.
Yeah, see, my idea of stoner food is very different than I think most people's.
Possibly.
I don't like waffles
not-
either, like Eggos. I don't like Eggo waffles. I don't like a lot of the things all my stoner friends grew up eating.
Huh.
But you give me a sandwich where the bread is Kit Kat bars and the inside is just easy cheese and sweet pickles, and I'll eat that. I don't know why. I've gotten
Hold
fucked
on,
up enough to
hold
eat that,
on.
and that was good. Not good
Keep
sober,
writing
though.
it
I don't
down.
recommend it.
Kit
writing it
Kat.
down.
But are these sweet pickles? Or
Yes. Oh,
just
yes. Yeah, you got to do
regular
sweet pickles.
Okay. And what else goes on there?
The cheddar easy cheese spray.
Oh, Oh! Have you ever done the can of Pringles and take one Pringle, put the easy cheese on there, and then sandwich the other on top?
Fuck yeah, Pringle sandwiches, baby.
Also, I
Oh.
refer to easy cheese as ho cheese. So
Makes sense to me.
Uncle Necro,
The
please tell
slutty
me
cheese.
you are writing down recipes to try off the air.
you
I'll
guys
grab some
aren't.
cool ones, man.
You guys aren't.
You just look like sweet pickle.
Oh, why didn't I try this? Wow.
I'll
Why
remember
isn't
it.
anybody sending me the kid-friendly recipes you have?
That's a kid-friendly recipe. I just don't really recommend anyone eating what I just said because you're gonna
Well,
have a bad time probably. But for some reason, I was really trash. I was on a lot of acid that night when that sounded like a good idea. I tried it sober and about threw up, but I mean, tripping me apparently loves it. So
note only try while on acid. Gotcha.
yeah,
All right.
I would say acid though, and not any other psychedelic because like just the way the LSA like modifies your brain chemistry. I think you need actual direct brain chemistry modification for that to function well.
Okay. So you said there was a second question pertaining to the Pop-Tarts, Jenny?
The second question pertaining to the Pop-Tarts was if you could choose what new flavor of Pop-Tart could be made next, what would it be?
Pralines and dick.
It's okay. You can laugh out loud. man.
Curious.
You're all right.
Curious.
You know what?
I've got Day over here. He's trying not to laugh his ass off at us right
Hey
now.
guys.
Hey.
Oh, now I have
You know
a goal.
Pile and Ron at least.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Pilot.
Right. So
You
there I
better know
was.
me.
I was
You
eating a
better know me.
Pop-Tart. I was eating a Pop-Tart and
Yeah,
I was
I know
thinking,
you
you
are.
know
Ain't
what
your
this
grandpa.
needs? A good tasting of dick. Hmm.
You know, everybody needs a good dick
dick
now and then.
flavor.
But I recommend
I
spotted
agree,
dick.
but
It's a
not on my
fantastic dessert.
Pop-Tarts.
Hey, Richard.
I'm gonna go with ham, like a breakfast sandwich version of a Pop-Tart, like where you just stuff some ham and cheddar in there and pop it in the toaster and see what happens.
It's called a Hot Pocket.
It is, and those are delicious. I fucking love Hot Pockets, but I want the Pop-Tart version.
Okay, they do make those, actually. Jimmy Dean, I believe, has those.
Ooh, I like Jimmy Dean. That's some good sausage right there.
So, good, firm, salt of the earth sausage.
Kyle once
In your-
told me his favorite
in your
sausage is the
mouth.
kind that goes in his mouth.
Is that what he told you?
That's what you told me, yeah.
Boy, I don't remember that conversation.
Like,
I'm a fan on Bob Evans sausage.
Oh, Bob Evans got some good sausage.
okay,
Yeah, they do.
okay. So
I'll go down
live
on the
alone.
farm for that.
I live alone. Go down on the farm.
You know,
Anyway,
even the sun goes down.
I live alone in the farm,
you go
middle of
wow.
nowhere right now. And my sister bought me huge bag of meatballs from Costco. So
It's supposed to be.
right. So after church, I get back and I put like a handful of meatballs in the microwave. I cook them that way, and I took them out, and immediately out loud to no one in particular, I say, "Let's put these balls in my mouth."
Yeah, I seen that post, and all I could think of was me going to Ponderosa. Oh yeah.
I was thinking about your April's balls in my mouth.
Maple.
She got some good balls.
Yeah, she does.
Might take about 2 hours to make the whole thing, but yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought you were coming into town yesterday to get your PA system, by the way.
I was going to, but yesterday was Thanksgiving for my family.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, was it? Did I miss it? Because I might have.
Then I was like, okay, well maybe I'll do it on Sunday, and then I was like, better not do it this Sunday. I'll go ahead and I'll do it next Sunday.
That's fine.
That way I can spend some time with Raz, and me and Raz next Sunday are going to go out and see if we could have a venture.
Yeah, let's do that. Put it in the books officially. And that works because the 30th, we're doing like a little Friendsgiving here for people that didn't really have anywhere to go for the haunt. It's going to open to anybody that wants to stop in. And they were wondering if we would have the PA to play music on. I'm like, no, it's going back.
Raz, I do have a follow-up question here quick. Do you recommend American or cheddar as far as the easy cheese go?
Oh, most certainly cheddar, especially the smoky cheddar if you can still find it, because some places still carry that.
I think I saw it at the Walmart.
The smokiness offsets the sweet pickles a little bit, but it blends well with the chocolate.
Okay.
Hey,
Now,
I got a question for
Yeah.
real quick. Are you guys do you guys think it's safe to get a turkey that's been thawed out for a very, very, very long time?
No,
Um,
that sounds like illness waiting to happen.
well,
I believe we call
apparently,
that salmonella.
apparently they've been putting these birds on the shelf, and they've been putting it underneath the label "Wild Turkey, Kentucky's Best."
I thought Kentucky's Best was the brand of cigarettes.
It's Wild Turkey, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It was funny. Somebody goes, someone left this bird out on the shelf,
It's fucking funny.
and it's a whole bottle of whiskey that they actually put all the trimmings around.
Oh my god, guess what I found locked in a glass case the other day at a thrift store? Fucking
What?
Dobby from Harry Potter. It was a Build-A-Bear Dobby, actually.
Oh,
And apparently they go for like anywhere from like $150 to $200 because they were a limited run. And I didn't even know that when I found it. I was like, oh my god, there's a Dobby in the glass case, and I had to buy it so Dobby could be a free elf. And then I got home and looked it up. I'm like, holy fuck.
Okay, there is a video going around where essentially they took that whole dueling scene between Darth Maul and the two Jedis, whatever their name is.
Qui-Gon
names are.
Jinn and oh my god, my
Right.
brain just died.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, yep, thank you.
He's very obscure, I know, but
No, he's not. My brain's just
but-
dead.
they AI swapped out Darth Maul with Dobby in Sith robes. He's like, Master gave Dobby this lightsaber.
I have to see this now.
Very pretty lightsaber. Then they whip their lightsabers out and just, oh, didn't know you had lightsabers too. Gotta run.
yeah, I seen that.
I was rolling.
Somebody said, "I know you're not a Star Wars person, and I know you're not a Harry Potter, but this is actually worth actually looking."
I'm a both person, so I'm definitely gonna hunt that down, man.
Oh yeah.
Do so.
I'm really excited about the new Harry Potter series on Max. I'm super fucking excited about them because every season is gonna be a book. So they're really gonna be able to like finally bring Peeves back and do all kinds of shit they couldn't do in the movies, and I'm really excited. Gonna wait till next year, but that's okay.
Next year
Something
has a
to look
lot
forward to.
of things.
That's one of my new reasons for living, at least until next year, to see how season 1 goes.
I want to find out
have-
how this book I'm writing ends. That's what I want. The next thing on my list.
The biggest thing on my list right now is next year, like right at the beginning of September, if I can figure out how to afford it and get some time away, I want to go down to Universal Studios in Orlando for just a couple days because they start their Halloween Nights of Horror at the beginning, like the very 1st of September. But really why I want to go down there is the new park they just built that's going to be opening this coming year in 2025. It's got a giant section that's just dedicated to Universal Monsters. And
Yep.
they just created the ultimate dark ride. For anyone that's a fan of a dark ride, they invented new technology just for this dark ride. There's jump scares in the queue line. It represents every Universal monster. Again, the whole area has got like a bar for like monster hunters that you can visit, and you can get dressed up as either a monster hunter or a monster. The whole thing looks badass. They've also got another expansion of Harry Potter going in there. They've got Nintendo World in like a Myths and Legends type area that looks really, really cool. But I just want to go down there to see all the Harry Potter shit again and the new shit, Universal Monsters, and the horror shit. For a couple days, I'll go through the week when there's not as many people. Bam.
They just came out with some of the animatronics operating,
Mhm.
and they said that the people that designed these animatronics went through and just basically said, no, we don't like any of these, and rebuilt how they put animatronics together.
Yep.
Just to get the Wolfman to operate as fast as he swipes at you.
Mhm.
And they said another masterpiece on this animatronic is actually a Frankenstein that is 8 feet that can actually walk.
Yes.
It doesn't just stay in one place. It actually walks
Mhm.
towards you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Before
me and
this, their patents for this shit is insane. Like when they first opened the Harry Potter world, they revolutionized animatronics. Then with their first Harry Potter dark ride that takes place in Hogwarts, and it is fucking brilliant. I didn't think they'd outdo themselves. And then since then, Universal is definitely the leaders when it comes to technology involving this kind of stuff. They just keep reinventing it like every decade, I think.
And when this all came out, Stefan just got a hold of the couple press releases that they were releasing, and that's what we were talking about in the on the show on Friday.
Oh, nice.
Was this? He said, "I know that this ain't hot news. This is horror movie stuff." I said, "Oh, dude, I'll stay for that." We
Actually,
brought that
it is
up, and
kind of hot
I
news.
love it.
It's kind of
Right.
hot news because the way animatronics, even for haunts, are done has a trickle down effect from how they do it in the Hollywood studios, and that kind of trickles down over the years. So, like, this kind of stuff, I'd say within the next 10 years are going to be closer to a standard to the way haunt animatronics are going to be built.
Well, one of the other things was the convention or the show that they do for roller coasters and amusement parks and this and that. They just had it.
Yep.
And when they just had it, no one really knew, but there is now a entire dark section of that show just for haunted houses,
Mhm.
which this is the first time that you have a amusement park acknowledging, hey, we should have haunted house stuff here.
Mhm.
And some of the top leaders went to this that you're going to be able to see at Transworld also.
Oh, yeah.
And Universal Studios looked at them and said, well, this stuff is cute.
But here you go.
Yeah.
No, it's really exciting, man. Like, this kind of stuff is really exciting.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited to see how this all plays out, this and that. And, you know, I know us being a smaller one, we don't have the technology that does, but the guy that's programming our stuff said, you know what? If I get another one of these computers that I can program this and that, he goes, I'd be able to program a pretty nice animatronic.
You should have him talk to Sean because Sean is working on building his own like computer boxes for props and stuff. He's already got prototypes. He's already built a couple, and they're really cheap. And his ideas for this are fucking amazing, dude.
Well, he works for an animatronic or a air compressor company.
Right.
So anytime that they have something, no, I want to stay on this. Anytime they want to stay or say, hey, you know, we're updating our stuff, we're just getting rid of this. He'll just take it and reformat it for what we need it, which
Fuck
is
yeah.
amazing. If you could get a hold of stuff, because those things are thousands of dollars.
Oh, I know. We just had to get a new tank, and we got to get a backup tank soon.
We have 2 air compressors. One's they're both on the same line, and one doesn't run until the first one goes down. Then
Yep.
the second one will kick on.
We have a giant fucking one, and then we just installed a smaller one so that way the elevator would have its own because the elevator uses quite a bit. So the elevator now has its own, so it's shaking more violently than it ever has before.
Well, since you have a giant fucking one, of course it's going to be shaking violently.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yes.
But yeah, I mean, just to see what the world's coming out with in the next couple of years will be actually really awesome. You know, just sitting down with some of my family members in the last weekend, just talking to people, this and that. coming to see what the world might be going into.
Yeah.
And it's kind of comical. For us to go forwards, it feels like we got to do some backpedaling to get rid of something to
Yeah.
go forwards.
And that's how it works, honestly, especially in haunts.
Right. But yeah, I'm super excited because a lot of things are coming out, and I know that our show that's coming up for Haunted Secrets, I know that's the one you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
Remember to please remind that wonderful Fred.
Yeah, I'll be reminding Fred about that because I know he wants to come in. I just finally got to see Travis Hassan recently. Actually got to go through the whole thing, and we went through like a bunch of us went down there like about a month ago or something like that.
Right, for their industry night.
It
Yep.
was fantastic, man. They have a great show down there.
Would love to go see it. Just can't find it time in the schedule, but I don't know. Maybe you can unlock the door for me and show me offline. But yeah. Now you guys got me thinking about Pop-Tarts.
As you do.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about wait, what's this called again? I forget. Hold on, I have to look this up. I think it is called a Sparkle Bomb or something like that. Glitter Bomb. I'm smoking a Glitter Bomb right now.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm thinking about. I went to Michigan yesterday.
That works.
They have this shit now called popcorn. And it's popcorn that you put in your microwave, but it's infused with THC, and I got some, and I'm going to be trying it very soon. Also, a version of M&Ms. I picked up those.
Oh my
So popcorn that gives you the munchies.
Yeah, but you're already eating your munchies, so you're solid. The key with like stuff like that in edibles is the types of strains you use and what terpenes they have, because you got to give yourself sort of a ride, and you don't want to give yourself munchies while you're eating edibles, because then that turns out bad, because then you accidentally eat more edibles, and that's a problem. Because you can't have too much and freak yourself out. So you're maximizing your terps to create this sort of like mini little roller coaster for the whole vibe you're on for your high. So that way you're not wanting more munchies when you're done. And most companies that do this know what they're doing. Like when we make them here at home, we've mastered all that shit. So Michelle can do like 3 and 4 course like professional meals, like chef prepared meals, where like when you're done, you're done. You're not hungry anymore. You're done. You feel full and you don't have the munchies anymore. But like, and you never get too high while you're eating. It's mostly geared towards strains that will help you with better digestion, and you get a buzz, a good one. But it works out well.
So I do have a question here coming from somebody. I am what is known in the vernacular as a clean liver. I've never tried any kind of recreational drug. I normally don't drink whatsoever, but after watching the movie for tomorrow, I may start. I've always thought if I got older and I knew that my time was going to be short, I'd want to at least try some kind of hallucinogenic. Now,
Okay.
is it odd that I want to have that brain melting, horrific vision kind of like I just gazed into the Eldritch void?
No, it's
and
actually
it blinked?
it's actually very common amongst psychonauts to want to have that experience.
Okay.
So I discovered that at an early age and figured out how to give myself the worst possible fucking brain melt trip of all time. By myself with no babysitter, but in a situation where, in an environment where I couldn't hurt myself or anyone else, just to see what it was like to change my thought process and to change how I viewed the world. And it worked. It was a bad plan. It's always a bad plan. Let me just tell you. But since then, I've never been in a situation on anything where I felt like I wasn't in control of anything. Like that trained my brain entirely. I do shrooms still once in a while, like microdoses and stuff like that. I smoke a lot of weed. But if I could recommend anything for anyone, like long term, it would definitely be marijuana, because it has technically marijuana is slightly psychoactive. But the thing with marijuana is your strains. Like you're never gonna have a mind melting anything or like see visuals on weed, but there's so many positive outcomes with it in your life depending on how you ingest it. And it's technically considered clean living because it's a natural plant and no one's adding chemicals to it, which is really important.
I don't think you understand.
Oh, I do. I'm
I
just
don't
trying to
care.
lean you away from melting your brain.
I want to have that one where after I come back, I'm just staring. Like, I just saw some shit. And if I could write this down,
movie characters.
you know,
That ayahuasca. What you want is ayahuasca.
ayahuasca.
That's on my
What
bucket
is
list.
that?
It's one of the only. Actually, no, it is officially the only drug of its kind that I've not done. Have you ever heard of peyote? Have you heard much about peyote?
Oh yeah.
So I've done peyote many times. It's that times about 100.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there vomiting involved? Because that's the reason why I'm not trying peyote.
See, you don't always vomit either when you're on peyote. There's a lot of things you can do to not vomit when you take peyote, to be honest with you. That's just a common part of the experience that a lot of people have had. So everybody just assumes that that's what it's always about. But no, ayahuasca takes you on a lot of fucking places, man. It melts your brain, puts it back together, melts it again, puts it all back together. And it is said to be a potential cure for PTSD as well. So a lot of military people will go overseas. There's a couple places you can go that there are these little resorts that are built around you going and being put in a comfortable position to experience ayahuasca, where you have people like watching over you and taking care of you while you do this drug. Like, that's how intense this drug is.
I see.
But it will show you every
see,
dark portion
I'm
and
the
light
type
portion of
that-
your life, and it's supposed to be intense, man.
So you go camping?
More or less.
Most
More
people
like glamping.
Most people when they want to have a trip like that, they think I want the Johnny Happy. I want to feel at one with the universe. No, I want that Jacob's Ladder kind of trip going, where it's like, oh, demons, yay!
You would have very much enjoyed the original
Walls
LSD.
melting. Like, I just stepped into like Silent Hill.
So you're looking for like Silent Hill meets Fear and Loathing.
Yes.
So what you probably want. All right, kids at home, don't do these things, please. I'm not gonna be held responsible for this kind of shit. You're gonna want to take some Molly. Definitely a lot of mescaline. And I would say probably smoke a little bit of weed
tits
on
on
your
her back.
stomach during the early process, and you'll be okay. You'll get what you're looking for.
She had tits on her back. Oh,
You're gonna see the 3-titted fucking alien from Total Recall if you're lucky. And she'll want to kill you and fuck you simultaneously, so get ready, buddy.
so what's the difference?
Wow.
I'm looking for something special.
Jesus.
Now, if we can load all of that into a Pop-Tart,
You put LSD in, but
What flavor you would want?
The flavor is called regret.
he wants the tripping balls Pop-Tart, apparently. Now with mescaline.
Okay,
Side
I'm
effects
sorry.
may
I gotta
include.
stop everything. Pyle wrote a story, Pumpkin Paul, and well, everybody's gonna get to read it in the newsletter. But my sister, being like the best sister ever, is like, I want to do art for this.
There's
Oh,
a
wow.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
That's what she got from it.
No.
A kid
Oh, nice.
walking around.
I can't take pumpkin-related things seriously ever since I read that pumpkin fucker story on No Sleep years ago. It's about a ghost that fucks pumpkin. It's literally a whole actual story. If you look it up, you'll find it online. I've linked it in here a bunch of times, like in the past we talked about it, but
Oh, that's so funny. brownie batter Pop Tart.
Yes.
So I'm trying to really hard to write this spicy horror Cthulhu romance story, man, and I'm struggling. I can't decide what tense I want to write it in, and that's what's tripping me up right now. I've written pieces of it and like first person from two different perspectives, and I just sat down to start writing a piece of it in third person omniscient. I can't decide what I want, and this is like figure out how I want to write it. I can figure out what vehicle I want to use to tell the story. So it's kind of a pain in the ass.
I understand. So, yes, you want the hard part in it, but yeah, I definitely third person omniscient. I think
That's where
would
my
be the
vibe is
request.
right now that I think I'm going to have to go into. My other issue is like wording, like word choices for. I mean, I haven't read a ton of erotica, and I don't really read much spicy romance. Although I'm not against any of these things, especially when they're well written. Um, what terminology for things you use? Because you can't use like medical sexual terms because that's apparently a big turnoff and it insults people. So like, and you don't want to be like too artistic about describing parts because then that's not good either. From everything I've been researching, so like I can't find just a lexicon of like use these words when you mean this. That's what I'm looking for. I think this is a new genre for me,
Venus
man.
flytrap. Her Venus flytrap accepted the fly.
I think that's
Chomp,
too
chomp, chomp.
artistic for people looking to read spicy romances, man.
Yeah,
So
that
what
is.
do you want to
He
do?
stuck his spoon into her love pudding.
What you want to do is go ahead and look up 50 Shades of Grey.
No.
No.
It is written like that
Red-
is written shittily. Those are shit books, man.
Read by
No.
Gilbert Godfrey.
I've heard pieces of that and it's hilarious. But the writing in that shit is atrocious because at one point in time, the author likens to giving a blowjob as a mother hamster stuffing her young into her mouth. That is an actual passage in that book. And I was like, nope, I can't do it. When that book first came out, me and Raya read parts of it and we're like taking like screenshots of like passages and laughing so hard. I don't know if she ever finished them or not, but I couldn't finish it. After the first couple chapters of trying to read it. I must have sent like a million screenshots and I just couldn't do it anymore. Having said that,
Okay.
though, I've written some very well written erotica and romance stuff that I've it was well written. I enjoyed the stories. There's that vampire series. Oh my god, what's that called? It becomes mostly erotica.
The Anita Blake.
Yeah, those are well written. I've enjoyed what I've read of those.
So this is a stark contrast to the fact that I'm now reading the actual novel, The Woman in White. And
Good novel.
by the way, none of the movies really follow the book. But
You mean Woman in Black? Because the movies were Woman in Black. I remember them making movies of Woman in White.
The Woman in White.
I don't remember them making movies of Woman in White. I'm going to look that up.
But it's this is where I did the quip. Why tell a story in 200 or so pages when 600 pages will do? So
Yeah.
This is definitely Victorian era writing, where books were the only thing to entertain yourselves at night. So taking like 2 or 3 pages just to describe how somebody enters a room. Cats.
Or Anne Rice's chapters on wrought iron gates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And having said that, I still love reading Anne Rice. So, I mean,
I remember reading Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter and marveling at the fact that there were like 3 pages dedicated to the describing of the history of the fallen tree log that they decided to sit on and talk to talk. You know,
yeah.
mighty fallen proud tree once in the forest. Now fall, you know, and I'm like, wow.
Well,
Were you
clearly
paid?
none of us were even there to witness it, so it didn't even make a sound.
No.
No.
I'm wondering, were they paid by the word or something?
In 4th grade, it was just boring.
Yeah.
Well, I obviously have more of an appreciation for him now, but yeah, it's sometimes astonishing.
Yeah. I was talking with Stefan the other day. We had a video chat. We were just talking about like books we remember reading like when we were younger, and it dawned on me that I was in elementary school and they had us read Lord of the Flies, like in the 80s.
Yeah.
They had us read My Side of the Mountain, and my favorite book in elementary was Mrs. Wishy Washy.
The Black Pearl by John Steinbeck.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a very good one. I remember
All the-
reading Stephen King's Rage in 5th grade. The one about
Wow.
the school shooting.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is insane. This would never happen. And then like not too long after that, not too long after I finished reading the book, Columbine happened.
Fun fact, that book used to be originally was titled Getting It On. And you can tell because he used the phrase, now we're getting it on several times.
Yeah. Several thousand
Ad
times.
nauseum.
This is true.
He got it for himself.
Uh,
Like 5 other people.
Okay. Let's talk about something happy like leprosy. Have you had anything fall off lately?
Larry the Leper coming soon, parts sold separately.
Have I had anything fall off recently? Let's see. I'm missing a foot, several toes.
Yeah, but did that fall
like
off
all
in the
the
last
toes.
day?
In the last day? No.
I mean, he can make his leg fall off right now if he wants to.
Very true.
Yeah.
But
I'd have to
the thing
remove my
is-
pants.
Yeah.
With my cousin, we are witnessing the amount of work that you had to have put in to get to where you are now. And the longer we watch and move forward with his healing, the more I admire you and others that have learned how to live a full life from the point of having your leg removed, part of your leg removed. And I don't know if anybody's told you that lately.
No. But it is something that's quite different. And no matter what they told me to expect, you still don't get used to it. It's kind of like parenthood. You think you're ready for it, but when it happens,
That's true. I really feel bad from the lead singer of King Missile. You guys remember that band back in the day?
yeah.
Song Detachable Penis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hate being without my penis. It makes me feel like less of a man.
I found my penis lying on a blanket next to a broken toaster oven. It was an actual line from that song. Someone did believe me the other day that song existed, so I played the whole song. They're like, "Oh my God, this song exists!" Like, this song's been around forever. I found out about it as a kid because of Beavis and Butthead, and then found the song on my own and I've listened to it a million times since then.
I was a freshman in college when that song came out. We used to play it on the radio station.
Oh yeah.
I was introduced to King Missile in college, yes. Before Beavis and Butthead and all that fun stuff. The fun fact, the KWSC-FM Wayne, they actually just debated long time to whether or not they'll play Detachable Penis on the show, on the air. And so they did. And then like the cafeteria just banned the radio station being played from then on. What gets me though is at the beginning of the song it goes I woke up with a hangover and my penis was missing again, and that just
This
raises
kind of
the
thing happens all
question,
the time.
again. This
Yeah.
has happened before.
Yeah.
Huh?
But he looked in the medicine cabinet of his friend's house because sometimes he leaves it there.
Yeah.
Unlike
What kind
all
of
of
friend do you
guys,
have that lets you leave your penis in their medicine cabinet?
A really good one.
that is very
Friends with
curious.
benefits.
Are you familiar with any of their other songs or
There's
poetry
one about
songs?
children. There's a song they do about children. I forget the name of it that I liked a lot. The evil children, the bad children. I forget the name of the song now.
Are you
I can't tap
familiar?
out.
They love to make love, and, like, one of the objects is commemorative statuettes of liberty. I'm like,
Are
I
you
gotta
familiar
use
with a
that.
band called the Impotent Sea Snakes?
No.
You might want to look them up.
There was a good band back in the day called Gay Dad. Also, they were a pretty good band actually.
Alrighty. Unlike all of you
Jenny,
guys,
It started with
I
leprosy.
would have to buy a penis to have it attachable.
Leprosy.
I mean, those are called strap-ons, Jenny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would have to buy one.
They tend to come in
I'm not
handy.
the man I used to be. Oh, I think I've got leprosy.
You clearly haven't heard "Party at the Leper Colony" by Weird Al.
I blew my nose. There it goes. It wouldn't stay.
Man,
What other questions do you have for us, Jenny?
Oh no, I'm listening to this song and that's something.
we can do another Ask Dr. Raz. We're just asking the most stupid fucking shit, and I have to come up with an answer. I don't think we've done
Where
that
did
since the
I leave
24
my
hour show.
sanity?
Where did you leave your sanity? Well, it's a fun fact about sanity that people misplace it all the time, when in reality, you have not misplaced it at all. The commonplace for sanity to move towards when you've lost it is your left sock. Now, that's only for right-handed people. If you're left-handed, you will find it right behind the label inside your t-shirt.
But what if it's in neither of those places and you've looked recently?
Check the freezer, because that's the last place you found your car keys when they were missing.
Couch cushions.
This band will sing about almost anything.
Which band?
Cheesecake Truck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Huh.
I'm looking up everything on this band after you brought up detachable penis, and this is leaving
King Missile. Okay.
Yeah, King Missile does some shit, man.
Up my ass.
And around the corner.
What is the best topping for cheesecake?
None. In fact, if you want to eat a cheesecake, instead throw away all the ingredients and make a regular cake instead, because it's far more delicious.
Raz just
Okay.
pissing on everything I love.
I don't like
here.
cheesecake. Sorry.
The
I'm
answer
the only one
is
here, and
either-
probably the whole hall that doesn't like cheesecake.
No, literally.
Like everybody loves cheesecake. Everybody's making fun of me all the time. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. See,
the correct answer is strawberry.
No, blueberry cheesecake is actually really
yeah. Dave says blueberry cheesecake.
Alrighty. Blueberry banana is better than just straight blueberry.
I will say there was a cheesecake I ate one time that I liked. It was a no-bake Oreo cheesecake, and I put a lot of weed butter in it. And I think I liked it because I don't remember what it tasted like.
because of the wheat butter.
Yes, but there was a lot of the Oreo filling inside of it, which was pretty good, and Oreo cookies
Maybe
were
you
pretty good.
Maybe you should try the weed butter on the Eggo waffles you don't want to eat either.
I mean, I have, and that made them edible because I don't remember what they tasted like.
during
I put it on a
clinicals.
lot of things. Do what?
During clinicals, the RN that was our teacher would make us that pie. The blueberry banana pie, cheesecake pie, no bake one. And yes, strawberries are good. So that is like the whole entire thing with me and that. But okay. Where is your favorite place to find ghosts?
Pac-Man game.
The music store. I believe their new album just dropped.
Yeah, that's true. My favorite place to find ghosts.
In a pottery area.
A pottery class.
Oh, my love, my darling.
Wow, man. In the graveyard.
There was a dog howling at me.
In the graveyard, because that was one of my favorite childhood games. Ghosts in the Graveyard.
I'm just not too keen on going back to the one that keeps like calling you over. That one I'm actually very nervous about. The one at that cemetery in Bryan College Station. Anyway. Have you ever broken an anvil before?
Ever broken anvil? Yes, one time, but it was with my dick, so I don't think it counts.
I did when I was 4.
With your dick?
No, I don't know. I don't
Just
remember
asking,
how
I'm
I
just
broke it. I
clarifying.
just remember it being one of the things my parents use whenever I do something wrong. And it'd be one of those things where it's like, how? How did you accomplish that?
Now, there's an old word game where after you describe any action, say the words "with my dick" directly after.
Yes.
What was
That is
broke a what?
Anvil.
Anvil, like
yeah.
The
Black
Canadian
Anvil.
metal band, Anvil.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
Canadian
okay.
metal band.
That's what I thought you said, but you were punished with an anvil.
no. We
It
had
left blood on the ice in the concrete jungle.
no. We had,
Okay.
were picking up a load,
Metal
like
on metal.
truck driver
Or taking one.
picking up a load from that particular place that made them to drop them
Oh,
off at
okay.
another place.
Hmm.
They were telling us about the history of this area, and I did something. I was fidgeting because I fidgeted it a lot, and I accidentally pushed it over, and I don't know how I pushed it over, and I don't know how I broke it, but I did things, and it broke, and yeah.
Huh. So did these anvils have the word Acme on the side, and one of them is like they have like a bunch of them set aside for roadrunner hunting?
Yeah.
No.
Was the
Unfortunately, no,
salesman
but I
a
did ask.
rabbit?
I actually did. Weird
Did
things
you-
I wonder about cartoons, but
Okay,
anyway.
was it duck season or rabbit season?
That's what I was going to ask. Was it during
Yeah.
rabbit season or duck
Deer
season?
season.
Deer
Yes.
season.
Beer
yeah,
season.
literally deer season.
Wow.
Broke an anvil. I would have to say no. But I
My
have
dick's not
seen
big enough to break an anvil.
the documentary Anvil, the story of Anvil, which is like they were like live action playing Spinal Tap the movie.
Yeah.
I kid you not.
Okay.
There's even a Stonehenge scene.
Dude, 2025, this is Spinal Tap 2. We're finally going to smell the glove.
Yes.
My mom once threw me a Spinal Tap party, and she blew up rubber gloves and put them all over the house. It was hilarious. It didn't really do a birthday party thing per se, but just people were coming over to hang out. So she decided she was going to make it the Spinal Tap party.
That is awesome.
Did it go to 11?
It did. It started to 11.
Yeah, they were all old, so they all went to bed after 11.
After
No, we were young, man. We stayed up a lot longer than 11.
Well, the party went till 11. What you did after that was
That was
Yep.
the after party.
was that before or after the puppet show?
It depends.
after
You
party.
had a
Name for a cologne.
you had the during the party puppet show and the after party, like Puppets After Dark puppet show. Yeah, that's very different. That's where all the puppets get AIDS, like in Team America World Police.
Okay. If you could pick any picture to be on your tombstone, what would it be?
It would just be a picture of me flipping people off.
I've always wanted to say this: pepperoni and cheese.
Nice.
What do you want?
I
on
knew
your
I'd get
tombstone?
one of those. I knew it. But yeah, the only reason that came up was I am waiting Monday for them to call me back to see if they'll do an interview. But also, my dad wanted Conan on his.
Yeah.
And my sister did that.
That was cool as
I
shit.
actually want on yours.
I don't know what I actually put on mine.
Mine would probably say he's not here. Apparently, you didn't pay attention. He got cremated.
Soft, floofy beard.
I think mine would say now hiring necrophiliacs. I want to make sure I'm having a good time after death, you know?
Couldn't get it in life,
Yes.
so
Yep.
got it
Might
in
as well
death.
get it after death.
Mine would just
A
say
girl?
finally.
Finally,
Yeah.
a girl laying on a sack of donuts. breathing
James's tombstone would say 1 foot in the grave and the other, well,
I know somebody that lost their left leg in a car wreck,
Oh,
and
okay.
they had a tombstone made, and when they had it made, it had his name on it, and it had the year he was born, and it had the date that he lost his leg, and right beside it, it still says, waiting for the rest of me to get there, and there was a loading bar.
That's actually pretty.
I was like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah, let me take a picture. They took a picture. I start laughing my head off. I was like, oh gosh.
And then late at night, as he's lying in bed, he hears the door open and just the sound of 1 foot hopping up the stairs. His bedroom door creaking open, then hop, hop, hop. And then suddenly the foot is back on him and he's possessed. And he goes out and commits the murders. I have no idea where this is going. Anyway.
It reminds me of Body Bags.
Yeah, a little bit. It was a good movie.
Oh yeah.
Good comedy horror anthology where John Carpenter plays the main character.
would that be podiaphilia?
So James hadn't come on yet. Whenever I don't know. Well, I think you were here, definitely, Raz, but I don't think James was here. I was thinking of interesting ways to describe all the main Owlite Network people in the world of Owlite, like if it was a world. And I was thinking about using the library as one of the main places we end up because obvious reasons, books.
Yeah.
But how we would describe each other as an intro in the world. And I was thinking about how Dell would be sitting in the corner. She's the resident pro that reads everything. Something about Raz being a teacher, haunter, and author. I'm still trying to figure out an inventive way to put all that together. Something about Ron Snake Oilsman, how to make that inventive. But and then the curious thing, I was wondering how everybody would actually describe me in this world. Because I would describe myself like the collector of stories and with collector of books, haunters, and authors. Because somehow I've ended up doing that.
There's a name, a word that means someone that collects things for like libraries and collects artifacts and things like that. I know this word. My brain is dead right now.
Like a bibliophile?
No, curator.
Curator? Okay.
I would call you the curator.
Okay.
Yeah. I kind of see James as like the master historian, music guru.
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically a catalog of music in and of himself. So
Definitely.
That I am. Up to a certain decade, mind you. This last decade just kind of sucked.
I stopped caring after 1998 for the most part.
I don't blame you.
There's some things that have gotten through into my orbit. Ghost just recently got into my orbit. Like just recently. I bring that up because James was talking about that a minute ago. I just really heard anything from them this year. Like actually sat and listened to some songs, and I was really impressed. I'll do that
I
often.
don't see myself as the snake oil salesman, though. I mean, that's not my main character, and I would think that if I'm going to do it on a regular basis at the haunt, then I would have to explore the character more and actually come up with, a whole story for it and really like flesh it out, develop it. But I don't see myself as a snake oil salesman type person. So I don't know if that necessarily describes me so much.
You would be the person who reads the storybooks to the kids in the back and then gives them a complex.
Yes, but I don't think we can legally talk about the complexes he would give them during the course of the show.
No.
Hey guys, you want to get a popsicle? I got 'em fresh at the back.
I'm not entirely certain what brought up that particular thought, James.
Me either.
Well, you said the storyteller, and I thought, yeah, that would be
Today's
something
story.
you do. I'm not the one who immediately went to the pedophile thing. So,
Whoa, who went that far? I wasn't going there. Shit.
I didn't say
Kyle over
pedophile.
here.
I
Kyle's
just
over
said-
here.
I just offered popsicles into the story.
There's popsicles.
Wow.
Delicious popsicles.
Hey, wherever you take it is where you take it.
That's what she said.
No, she said wherever you give it is wherever you give it.
Unless you got Jenny Strap on, then it's a different conversation.
Oh, let's not talk about toys
Remember,
right
it's
now.
purple.
That can make a very famous line of horror sex toys. They were actually at Horror Hound. They had a couple booths there at Horror Hound selling them. They sell them everywhere. They make the pocket vaginas and the dildos, and it looks like you're fucking monsters, and it's terrifying. Like they have the alien queen pocket pussy, and it looks fucking terrifying. I feel like it's gonna bite it off. Like, I'm serious. You can look these things up. They're out there.
Yeah.
Even Spencer's carries them now in their stores.
Oh, the X-rated face hugger.
Raz is our resident honorary doctorate of all things pop culture. So, I mean, that's...
No, thank you.
That's his claim to fame.
I would
here.
consider myself the Bard of Chaos.
This
Bard of
was
Chaos, I
inspired
like
by
that.
the movie Itchy the Killer. And
That's a good movie.
So we were walking around New Orleans and we'd found a costume shop, like right close to the hotel. And the front part is
Mhm.
actually really nice. Got a big selection of like you'd expect for Halloween costumes. And as we went further in, we found some really nice horror props. And then we went further and into the back. And then we found a very wide selection of toys.
I heard you
And I'm
say
like-
back, wide, and toys in the same sentence.
I did not expect that the selection to be that large, but also I didn't. Nothing up front said anything about there being a selection.
That's because all donations are accepted in the rear. That is literally the rule of all thrift stores. Therefore, it applies.
This was not a thrift store. It was just a costume store / sex store, sex toy store.
You don't know what's been
All of
used.
the above.
They specialized in used items because one man's trash is another man's treasure or pleasure.
Yep.
But you guys
what
saw the props. They
Mhm.
were actually kind of cool.
What about the stores that go in their skid stores and they pick up like Amazon skids and they open everything up and they have to have a special section back in the back
Mhm.
because there's a giant bin of every vibrator you could think of.
hmm
You know, somehow it always ends up back to this conversation when it involves
This one's-
me on a padded cell, and I don't know how
This-
I became.
Hey, you were the one talking
That
about
person-
strap-ons earlier.
This one
Whoa.
tastes like Pop Tarts.
Here's the problem: you
New
are.
flavored
I'm in a
Pop-Tart.
room full of guys. In order for me to lose one, I'd have to buy one.
That's true.
You can borrow mine.
You know, I've never actually thought about you that way.
Neither have I.
You know,
Things we discover about ourselves on the padded cell.
I'm just going to say one of the best things about having Amazon Prime is you can randomly just send things to people that you have their address.
Yep, you should send Jenny a strap-on, like a weird-looking one.
You can literally send somebody a bag of dicks from Amazon.
yeah. Oh,
It's amazing.
send her the horror tentacle strap-on that I've seen online.
If you mark
Do
it
that.
as a gift, they don't show the price.
hmm
Yep. And you can have them do a fancy wrapping too.
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah, I love the purple bag that I got with my last birthday present.
I could just see that going horribly wrong. Chaos.
Or
Right?
horribly right.
What is this?
Here's the problem.
Or
I have 2 other
ugly.
Amazon boxes coming in because I ordered my kids' Christmas presents on Amazon because I finally found a blanket big enough to cover her lanky personage. So I'd have to open all Amazon packages without them knowing.
Oh, that would be freaking amazing.
But if Josh opens it before me, that's going to be hilarious. Oh, my wine is gone.
Do you want me? Do you want me to put on the note?
well, you're
to
what?
Chaos.
Oh, my
Put on the
wine
note
is
to
gone.
chaos.
Calm down, buddy. Stop pulling things out.
I don't surprise me. Just surprise
well.
the hell out of me.
We'll surprise
And
you,
then
all
Josh will
right.
end up in this, and then he'll be like, "What?"
He'll be like, "What did you do?"
I'll just tell him I wanted off a padded cell.
It was a grand prize, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It lowers depression significantly.
Wonder,
Yeah.
wonder what the people that are watching us are really thinking about this conversation right now.
Let us know.
She's holding it up.
Put in the-
She's holding
They
it up,
have it
going,
in
"You
chat.
like me? You really like me?"
Ooh, there's candy. There's gummies. There's bulk. There's chocolate. Boy, there's a lot of selection here.
A lot of dicks to choose from, pal.
chocolate.
I keep forgetting to get those chocolate stars from fucking Amazon. I just remembered. I need to do that.
Are you talking about the
I'm
color
so
or the
glad you're having a
flavor?
great time.
Brock's chocolate stars. It's a product from my childhood that I just recently discovered is on Amazon.
Friday, you drink coffee, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No good will ever come from that proclamation.
No.
I don't know. Dude,
Well, we know
started
she
off
drinks
so
Deadly
well.
Grounds because she was just talking about Deadly Grounds and they responded.
Yeah, there's
Dude, they told me happy birthday.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Because
There's
I
only
posted,
one
hey,
coffee
this
we
is
drink
what comes
around
in a
here.
box.
Yeah.
Say what?
there's only one coffee we drink around here, Pile. Don't be trying to usurp things here.
No.
I
There's
don't care if it's dick
coffee
flavored.
mugs. There's coffee mugs.
Best
Deadly
coffee
Ground
mug
needs
ever.
to make some coffee pods though, because I just got like a small single cup coffee maker that uses like the little K cup coffee pods.
Get
But
reusable
Deadly
pod.
Ground doesn't have them.
Buy
Buy
the
reusable pod.
reusable pods. And then get you some chocolate cinnamon coffee. And be the happiest little Ron ever. Because you are shorter than me.
The best
I'm
coffee
shorter
mug
than
is.
everybody here.
Have you seen the Wake and Bake coffee mugs where there's literally a pipe built into the mug, so you're drinking your morning coffee and then you're like taking out your lighter and packing with weed and like smoking out of it?
I have one.
So it's got one too somewhere.
That would be epic.
They also have the travel mug version, which actually extends into a bong.
You know, it's beginning to sound like smoking weed doesn't lead to crime; it leads to woodshop.
It does. So like, there's different levels of weed smokers. You've got someone that smokes weed, then you've got your pothead, and then you've got your stoner. Stoner is the highest level you can achieve. Once you become a stoner, to keep your stoner card, you have to build something to smoke out of it at least one time a year from spare like shit you find lying around. It's a requirement to keep your stoner card. Most people who meet are weed smokers. At best, they're potheads. But the true smokers are going to be your stoners, man. They can make shit out of weed. They can do shit with weed. That's more than just smoking it. Like, they can do a lot of things with weed.
There are some people that smoke weed and then they live a better existence because it makes everything
Yeah.
feelable. It makes them be able to have less pain and everything. So they are able to do what they should be doing in their daily lives.
Yeah, and those are your casual pot smokers, honestly. Your casual smokers usually typically smoke for health purposes and not to get high. Your potheads only smoke to get high, and they make stupid decisions based on stupid things. Nothing that hurts anybody. They're just not the smartest sometimes. They're the ones that seem like they've lost 1 million brain cells. And
See,
oh no, I'm a
I
stoner.
usually run into the evangelical type of potheads who are always like, "Come on, smoke a fatty with me, man." And I'm like, "No, I'm good." "Oh, come on." Oh, okay. Your second come on convinced me to do so. But
I've always hated that shit. Like, if you're standing around me and I'm smoking, I'm going to offer it to you, even if I forget that you don't smoke.
Yeah.
But it's not a disrespect thing. If you tell me no, I'll be like, I am so sorry. I forgot. I'll pass it to the next person. Like, I think everyone should smoke weed, but yeah, I know.
Sitting there like the big group of adults.
Oh yeah, but like, I'm not the kind of person that like tries to pressure people into smoking because I think that's just a dick move.
yeah.
All right,
And
guys.
besides,
I'm
that
going
was-
to.
You're gonna shit.
I'm going to jump off here.
All this
Okay.
talk of
So you can
dicks.
go shit.
He's gonna get out of my
jump off
dreams
here
and into
so
my
you can go
car.
shit.
There's so much that my Amazon history is probably going to hate me tomorrow. All right. Bye, guys.
Later.
Out of
Bye.
my dreams, into my car, get out of my car, and into my bed.
No,
I have
no
a
in
hat
bed.
that reads
No
the
in
same
bed.
thing.
No in bed.
With my dick.
What
With my dick.
what if you have a race car bed?
Bonus points.
That would be cool.
They make adult race car beds.
I know.
They make adult Batman beds.
Mhm.
I know.
Mm.
I've met an adult with a Lightning McQueen bed.
That's epic.
I saw this picture of some dad who actually built his son's bed as the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon.
That's fucking epic, dude. Michelle's been looking at all the dragon beds they have now. It looks like a giant like 10-person sized beanbag, but it's a fucking dragon. It's fucking amazing.
Yes, it
I've
is.
seen those too.
I want what they have now, the sleeping pods that they've got now, where it's basically, it looks like one of those old big canopy beds, but they're all closed in on all sides, and they've got like a movie screen that pops up in the front. They've got like a little built-in fridge and all this shit. I would just live there. I would just live there. I don't care where it would be. I would just live in the pod.
Sounds like a plan.
You know, you can connect your computer into it. There's an option where your bed sits up, so you're actually sitting up.
I would never leave that.
I know. But they don't yet have one that also has the built-in bathroom, which is probably for the bed.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
What is your favorite cream soda?
The kind that doesn't exist because cream soda is disgusting.
Yep, just taking them right off there, Raz.
Same with root beer.
I'm right there with you, James. I haven't agreed with a single thing he said tonight.
It's have weird tastes, man.
Okay.
This water tastes great. Oh, fuck water. Oh, okay.
Hey, I drink all my water and orange juice in Mountain Dew form. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Fair enough. But
my
cream
birthday
soda.
cake was vanilla with chocolate icing.
That's close to my favorite kind of cake.
So we found something Raz likes.
I like
Yes.
yellow cake with chocolate icing. That's my favorite cake.
He likes turtles.
Okay.
I do like turtles.
We found something. Why am I motioning with my back cup? The
I do
sad part is my
prefer
back cup is empty.
I do prefer the A&W Diet Cream Soda.
Nummy.
I still have it.
Ivy.
I still have one of the original A&W root beer stands over here.
Nice.
There are not any close to me, and it saddens me.
We still have one over here.
Dr. Pepper just released a cream soda at the same time they came out with their creamy coconut.
No, man, that creamy coconut was disgusting.
It wasn't
like
coconut.
coconut.
Enough for me. I think you should have tasted more like coconut.
And that was my issue with it. The aftertaste was like what you would imagine the coconut scented suntan lotion would taste like. It was disgusting.
Okay, here's a
Cream
question.
soda was okay though. All right, go ahead.
Here's a question. What kind of sick, psychotic person would decide that coconut goes into chocolate bar form? I'm talking about, the Almond Joy
I love those.
and the Mounds. No. Coconut, no. Coconut is the worst kind of thing you can put on any kind of confectionery.
What? German chocolate cake, man.
All right, now this is the first time I have to disagree with James. I'm kind of with Raz's corner on this one because
No.
I love coconut and I fucking love Mounds and Almond Joy.
Me
It's
too.
like
I'll put it on
it's
cake.
like chewing on wax, tasteless wax.
Yeah, if you
It's
get the
like
unsweetened
snowballs.
kind, it does. Unsweetened coconut, which is a lot of what you get for baking, will be the unsweetened, and that shit's gross. You got to get the sweetened kind.
On like snowballs.
I don't like
No.
snowballs in general.
But
So,
I am
Gertrude
No.
made the best coconut cake, toasted coconut cake.
Oh, those are good.
Over the cake. It was amazing. And the icing was delicate and the cake was soft and amazing. And this is where I'm going to say I stand with Gertrude. I stand with the numminess that is that. And I wish to just agree to disagree. Like The Haunting. I'd rather watch The Haunting a million times over any of the Amityville movies we've watched on our roster.
The
And the
movie
look
The
on your
Haunting.
face when I said that was like, holy cow, you killed my cat.
Well, because The Haunting is a terrible movie. The book was really good. The book it's based on was really good. The movie itself made me very sad when I watched it when it first came out.
The 99 movie or the 1960s one?
The 1960 ones was decent. It was the 1990s one that I just disgusted the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Made me angry.
It was a CGI ghost. Ooh, boogie boogie.
Yeah.
They also altered little bits of the storyline and some other things in very strange ways that made some of the characters just ignorant. Just straight up just cardboard bullshit characters. I didn't care for the writing of it, the rewrite for the script. It looked fantastic. I mean, the acting was great. Like, everything was great about it, but it was the writing that just made me angry.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is why I love having Raz around. He's the great teacher.
But now if you want to talk about 13 Ghosts, the original 13 Ghosts was just as amazing as the remake. They were both equally amazing fucking movies. I'm looking forward to the new TV show.
A friend of mine, he got the VHS copy that came with the 3D glasses.
Nice. That's fucking epic, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I just enjoy the remake.
Yeah, it's a great remake. Tony Shalhoub and Matthew Lillard were both equally fantastic in that movie. Fucking hands down. And the show, it looks amazing. It looks amazing, man. We're gonna get the origins of all 13 of the ghosts. Like, it looks like it's gonna be really good.
Awesome.
I listened to an audiobook recently, unrelated subject again, that I really enjoyed. I've been trying to read or listen to There's Puppets Living in My Walls. It's a horror thing by Ben Farthing. And apparently, or I discovered Puppets Living in My Walls. Apparently he does this whole series of stuff that I discovered. It's kind of the franchise or whatever. But this was an amazing book. It wasn't a very long listen. It was maybe like a 3-hour book or something like that. It was a short listen. The whole basic premise is this guy's grandfather used to work on a show that was basically Sesame Street until some scandal happened involving a child, and they shut it down and then turned the studio into an apartment complex. And now the grandpa's dead, and the grandson and his cousin are there to go through all their belongings, and one of the puppets suddenly comes out of the walls, and it's a wild, horrific trip from there. But I highly recommend this book, by the way. Got on Audible with my free credit for this month.
Awesome.
But reading wise, I finally finished the James Potter series. So I was like, what do I want to start? Because I want to reread something I haven't read in a while. So I decided on the entire collection of oh my god, I just forgot the name of one of my favorite series. Oh, nope, I remember. It's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe. My brain died for a second. So I'm reading that entire collection again.
I think it's Galaxy.
No, it's Hitchhiker's Guide. Let me check. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's Guide to the Galaxy. Yep, you're right. Again, brain death. It's Galaxy.
Been thrown at me multiple times. I know what it's called.
Yeah, again, just my brain has been dying a lot lately. Too many things going on. But yeah, it's Galaxy. But I thought I'm 42 this year, so I should probably read that again.
Yes. Martha got me, I think 2 of the radio dramas so far. And, I'm not saying anything against that. I think the part that has been thrown at me is probably the weird thing. I agree. I did not know that.
Then
They were
That,
coordinated and
would it-
communicated.
That would explain a lot.
What
I
is
am-
your favorite candy bar?
it depends on the day. Today it's
Favorite
Hershey bars.
candy
That's what I
bar?
got today.
Hmm.
Mine changes depending on what I'm in the mood for.
My go-to has always been Reese's peanut butter cups.
That's the only time I'll eat peanut butter. Literally the only time I'll eat it. Well, that and peanut butter fudge. But I do like me some Reese's cups. They're really good.
I like Twix, but I'll tell you something I haven't had in a while, which I could totally go for, is a whatchamacallit.
I was just thinking about those too the other day.
I
Oh,
showed the
old school
girls
shit.
we could make fudge with a jar of vanilla icing and a jar of peanut butter, one of the small jars.
Mhm.
And everybody loved it.
It's really good. It's really good.
So, a friend, I have a friend whose wife went to Japan for a conference for her job, and she sent back a package full of the different kinds of Kit Kat bars that they have over there.
They have some wild
So we
ass
sat
flavors.
there- Oh yeah. So we sat at the pub, each of us trying one and just kind of talking about. I had my H1 recorder with, and they all talked about. Okay, this one tastes like this, and there's the like seaweed flavor.
Mm-hmm. I've had that one. There's one that's chickpeas. That one. That one's odd.
I guess the word Kit Kat is close to their word for good luck, so they slip it in their kid's backpack when they're going to school or something like that,
Interesting.
especially if they have a test.
Okay.
Isn't chickpeas, isn't that what natto is made from?
I don't know.
That's hummus.
Yeah, hummus is made of chickpeas.
Okay.
Let's make
Natto
that.
is
I like
made from-
chickpeas, but I don't like hummus a lot.
I don't know what kind. I'm not sure what kind of bean it's made from. It's like a bean curd. Smells like shit.
I'm more into the
Alrighty.
dude peas myself.
Sometimes a dude's got to pee.
Yes.
I've never had to pay $250 to have a garbanzo bean on me.
Yeah. You ever hear the story about the guy that went fishing with peas?
No.
My grandma told me this story when I was growing up. So there was this fisherman, man. He just having shit luck. This guy had been fishing here for years, and he just never had the greatest of luck. But it was the closest place to go fishing to him, and it was also, just hanging out and fishing was his pastime. One day he's just chilling out in his favorite spot, the only spot he's had really any luck at all. Still hasn't had a bite all day. Guy comes in the spot right next to him, and it is just wholesale catching fish left and right. Like, can't even get him in the boat fast enough. And he takes off. It's like, what the fuck? So he switches to that spot and doesn't get the thing. For a whole week, he watches this guy and starts following this guy around to every spot he's at, catching all these fish. He still can't catch a damn thing. Finally, they're up at the marina one day, about to go out for the morning. He's like, hey, man, I got to know your secret. He's like, all right, I don't tell a lot of people this, so don't spread it around. When you go fishing, you should always bring a can of peas. And dude's like, what? What? A can of peas? The guy's like, no, seriously. Here's what you do. You sprinkle a bunch of peas in the water all around your boat. And when the fish comes up to take a pea, you grab it. That's the whole story.
Okay.
This is my grandma's version of comedy when I was young.
Yes.
Okay. Kind of reminds
Um,
me of another story. But Jenny
Alright.
sounds like she was about to been trying to ask another interview question here. So,
Steven has a question.
And so,
Why do Bigfoot hunters try to lure him out with a mating call? Do they have a plan for if Sasquatch comes barreling towards them out of the woods full tilt with a raging boner?
yes, it's called Bend Over and Bear It.
I've got nothing.
I don't want to lure him out with a mating call. I don't want to lure him out.
You
He's fine
bend over,
there.
grab your ankle,
I'm
and you
fine
hope for the best.
I have
I
plenty
don't
of
know,
other
man. It's
people
been
that I
so
would
long. At least it would be something.
Yeah.
rather hang out with. But
I do not want
What were
Bigfoot
you gonna
Sam. I do not want it, Sam. I am.
Would you
Just reminded
do
me
it
we're doing.
in the butt? Would you do it in the butt?
We're about to do a Grinch breakfast on the 14th of December. So we're making it like we're talking about this like buffet bar that's got like green eggs and ham and different shit on it.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
I'm actually doing a parody of that song for the ad, and I've got pictures or a video of Nathan in a Grinch costume, like grabbing ornaments off a tree, taking a giant candy cane, and just ripping the whole Christmas tree off screen.
You're a mean one, Angry Inch.
Is that Hedwig and the Angry Inch?
Right?
I love that musical.
6 inches forward and 5 inches back. I got an Angry Inch.
what was the question, Uncle Necro?
What? I don't have a question. It was just.
Okay, did you have a comment? Because you were going to say something and then I had a question.
Oh, it was about the fish taking a pee story. He said it reminded him of a story.
Oh yeah, ask
It did.
your story.
That's what you
Yeah.
said.
Oh, do you want me to tell the story?
Yeah.
All right. Should I use the
always
Uncle
want you to tell
Jimbo
the story.
voice? Should I use the Uncle Jimbo voice for added amusement?
You should. You should.
Okay. Right. So there I was. For a while I was suffering because I had this tapeworm. I was losing a lot of weight and I had to get rid of this thing somehow. So I go to the doctors, right? And the doctor's looking at me and I have my pants down and he's looking at my butthole and everything. And he finally goes, and he doesn't really say anything. He just takes a peeled, hard-boiled egg and shoves it up my ass. And then he waits a few minutes. Then he takes a cookie and shoves that up my ass. Then he tells me to put my pants back on and see him the same time tomorrow. So I do that. I thought that was a bit weird, but nothing I haven't done before myself. So I come back the next day and he does the same thing. He just shoves a hard-boiled egg up my ass and waits a few minutes and shoves a cookie. Does that for like an entire week. And finally, at the end of the week, I'm in there bracing for the egg. And he shoves the hard-boiled egg there and then doesn't do anything with the cookie. And 5 minutes passed, 10 minutes, and finally the head of the tapeworm pops out and goes, "Where's my cookie?" And the doctor grabs it, pulls it out. I'm fine. True story.
Nice. There's this guy walking up and down the beach, man. The guy's lonely. He's been single for a while. He's really trying to attract the ladies. He goes to the same beach all the time. He just, he's kind of shy. He just kind of struts around, showing off his stuff. He's not a bad looking guy. He's a little muscular, but the ladies just aren't that interested. And then one day, this guy who is not nearly as attractive as him, this ugly ass looking guy, just comes strolling up and down the beach, and suddenly all the ladies are getting up off their beach towels. They're walking around, they're talking, they're laughing, they're joking around. And guy's watching this go on for days, and finally he's fucking sick of it. So he walks up to the guy at the beach bar, and goes, "Dude, what's your secret? Because I've been trolling this beach for a while now, and I've got nothing to show for it." He's like, "All right, man. When you come back tomorrow, come back with a potato in your pants. That's my secret." He was like, "Oh, okay." So he comes back the next day with a potato in his pants. He's walking up and down, and all the ladies are like paying attention from the beach towels. And he's thinking, okay, here we go. It's going to happen. And then suddenly they start fucking laughing. And the guy that told him the secret just shakes his head, gets up off the beach towel. He's sitting on with like 10 girls, walks up to the guy and goes, "Come here, man, come here." They're like, "What? What am I doing wrong?" He's like, "You're supposed to put the potato in the front of your pants." That was another one of my grandma jokes. Yeah, it looks like he shit himself. Yeah.
Alrighty.
That's the only appropriate response to that.
It's not one I'll be submitting to the Fake or anthology anytime soon, mind you. I'm going to have to pad it out.
Yeah, literally.
Backstory to Tapeworm and okay.
Just make sure you're patting the front, not the back. That's the lesson here.
Oh yeah. Potato in the front, not in the back.
Yep. Potato in the front, Jenny strap on in the rear.
I was shitting.
Exactly.
I was shitting hash browns for a week.
Potato in the front, hard-boiled egg, and a cookie in the back.
Yeah, there you go. Fuck.
Jenny was trying to transition into something, I'm guessing.
So Martha is less endowed than I am. And I found out she actually did have a problem with this. I'd never thought about it before. And the roof started leaking. And over my bed, over my chest. And then it starts leaking over my crotch area after they got that part fixed because they thought they had the whole entire area.
Wait, they got the roof fixed or your crotch area fixed? I'm trying to follow this story correctly here. Okay,
The problem
okay.
is later the crotch area had to be sewn because it got ripped. But that's an
She's
alternate
transitioning in the
story.
crotch area.
Okay.
They
Next
took
thing I
this
know,
hard-boiled egg.
everybody on the street is making fun of me for how large my chest is. Because she just thought it was hilarious that the roof decided to start leaking on me. Whereas I'm pregnant and I have no idea how to deal with the fact that out of nowhere, I finally get to sleep because my kid makes me an insomniac. And it just starts raining on me.
See, what you're working with here is combination of the pull of gravity. When you have large breasts, things are attracted to them. That's how gravity works, right? It's like your own mini planets. So you have to put up with a weird gravitational pull, which causes meteorological issues sometimes. So the rain will therefore, if you were in a certain area, immediately seek out your home and therefore your breasts because of the pull of gravity.
I see. That makes sense.
Yep.
Just like the pull of gravity brings hands at random parts of my life. Gotcha.
Yep.
That's just science.
And people thought it was the milkshakes, they were wrong. One time, no shit, me and Pine went to UDF to get milkshakes. Oh, nice. And then inside UDF, Pyle starts dancing and singing "My Milkshake Brings Out the Voice to the Art." And there's people inside this fucking UDF just staring at me and Pyle, and I'm laughing my fucking ass off. And he's just shaking his ass and dancing. I know. I just remembered that. Just one of those fucking things that popped up.
Yes, like that weird little story I just told.
Well,
yep. That was the day we went through the Loveland Castle backwards, went to the Frogman Festival, and that was a crazy day.
That's going to haunt my nightmares tonight. Thank you, Nancy.
I'll have other things to haunt my nightmares. They're usually called spiders.
I don't like spiders too much. I really don't have anything that haunts my nightmares. I just have really weird fucking dreams sometimes.
I have weird dreams lately too.
I always have weird dreams, but I welcome them.
I think the last one that actually woke me up actually was kind of haunting. Because I'm like, why?
Oh yeah.
So the kids were with a whole bunch of other kids. And a bunch of them, including Cassandra and Dante, had passed away. So we decided to go camping. Josh, me, and Cassie. Not Josh, me, and Cassie, but Josh, me, and Sophia. And we'd went camping, and I'd went off to go grab some wood for the campfire. Next thing I know, Sophia and this other ghost child grab my hands and start leading me off somewhere. And they had decided I was going to join everybody, all the children, and be the mom of the group of kids that died. And that was like one of the weirdest nightmares.
I remember you telling me about that one.
I have odd dreams.
Same.
Hey guys, we've been running for like 2 hours and 20 minutes. This is a
Yeah, we have.
really good episode. I am so
Mhm.
glad to have sat here and talked with all you guys.
So anyway, Pop Tarts.
Like a Pop Tart.
Bringing it back to the Pop Tarts.
Mhm.
Are there any more questions?
Oh, I have tons. How many more would you
Ooh,
like me to
yeah.
ask?
Go for it.
What list would you like me to bring them from?
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice? Okay. What has been one of the weirdest things that happened to you in real life with a trip to the grocery store?
A trip to the grocery store. Huh. That's a good question. Let's think about that for a minute.
Last year, I was on the way to the grocery store, and my sister gave birth in the back seat of the car.
Dude, that
Yeah,
is
there you go, there's one.
amazing and painful.
I was sitting next to my sister in the backseat of the car, going to Kroger's, and out of nowhere, all she did is yell. And then I looked down, and there's the baby on the floor.
Wow.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Let me find out what Josh wants, and I'll be right back.
All right.
1,000. 1,000.
She
lies.
Take this moment to bow out and start getting ready for bed since we're at 11:30.
All right, brother.
I'll have to work tomorrow
All right.
morning. So y'all have a
Well,
wonderful
cheers.
evening.
You too.
See you tomorrow, maybe.
Buenos nachos.
Nachos. Oh, it's almost Nachos Navidad season. Although they have been just shit the last few years. I mean, I hate to sound like one of those guys who's like, the food was better back in the day, but there's
It was.
just an oily aftertaste to a lot of the nachos that they're using. And they were, I could remember them being bigger.
Oh, yeah.
It was an event.
A lot of things in like food, the food industry were a lot bigger portions and sizes back in the day.
America.
Yeah. I remember when a large Frosty from Wendy's was fucking enormous. Now it's still, the large is still in like what back then would have been a small cup.
I remember when the shakes at fast food places wasn't just the consistency of chocolate milk.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of them were terrible.
Yeah. It's like I should be like, collapsing a lung trying to suck this through a straw right now.
Yeah.
But it's always been like, no, it has not.
Yeah, they've been terrible.
I mean, geez.
Arby's has gotten better, but they also use a little bit too much of the salt in their mixture, so like their shakes taste a little bit salty, which is odd.
Interesting.
I haven't tried an Arby's shake.
I always get their vanilla shakes. That's my favorite kind of milkshake. Is I just get fucking vanilla.
I always
Vanilla
have to get
makes
the
me happy.
Jamocha.
That's what they get is the Jamocha. Michelle and Brooklyn always get the Jamocha. And the other day, Brooklyn was complaining because her Jamocha shake wasn't Jamocha Jamocha-y enough. I think is what she said.
Jamocha me crazy. So he took his hard-boiled egg.
Okay.
Anyway, keep the questions coming.
I don't know if you answered my question. I disappeared
Well,
for a minute.
I can't really answer your question because I haven't really had anything weird happen to me at a grocery store yet.
Oh, you haven't had the ceiling fall on you or anything?
No, and I used to work at one.
I've had a lot of magical journeys at grocery stores where weird things have happened. I can't think of one that like top. They're all odd, so I can't really think of one that tops the other one. But when I invented that sandwich we were discussing earlier, that was a pretty great one. I remember I walked around that store where what I thought was for 3 hours, and it turned out to be I was only inside for 10 minutes, but I thought it was 3 hours. And I went down like so many different. No, it was 10 minutes. No, 50. I was in there for 15 minutes is what it was, but I thought it was hours. I went down all these aisles and I remember talking to Swiss Miss. We had a whole conversation. I talked to Aunt Jemima there for a bit. I was just having conversations with faces on products for some reason, but I had like full on conversations. What I thought were full on conversations. That was a pretty wild trip.
Alrighty.
So I had a friend of mine describe an acid trip he took in college, where this is around the time when Pearl Jam's 10 came out.
Good
I
album.
was listening to that a lot, but he dropped the acid and it got to the hidden track at the end of the album. He's like, I could swear that was going on for hours. And I kept thinking, how did they make it fit on the CD? Okay.
Have you ever heard of a over-the-counter medicine called Coricidin C?
No.
It's a cough and cold medicine, but they make a version for people with high blood pressure. It's basically like Robotrippin, if you've ever heard of that, tripping on Robitussin back in the day. You take a lot of these, and they slow down your heart because they're for high blood pressure, right? And it has other weird effects on your body. So you feel like you're made of clay, basically. Like you feel like your body's just made of clay. But you're also hallucinating to a minor degree, and your perception of everything in the world just changes drastically. They actually started locking these up and made them a behind-the-counter med back in the 90s because of this, and to this day, they're still a behind-the-counter med because kids still can still do these things. You would take, obviously, anywhere from double to triple the maximum amount, depending on the size of a person you were to get the desired trip. One time, we were fucking wrecked on these, and we were at my friend's apartment complex. And we're like, let's have a race because we wanted to see what it would feel like to run. And so we're like, okay, we're going to put everything we got into this race. So me and my buddy we were ready for the race. And Jason was like, all right, go. And me and my buddy are driving, looking at each other like, okay, who's going to win? Like, and we're breathing hard. We're pumping arms. Like we're getting into this race. And then suddenly a lady on a walker passes us walking. We stopped the race. We sat down and we reevaluated our lives.
Wow. So is this kind of like the slow-mo from the movie Dread?
Yes, that's a good way to put it. But your whole life is like, while you're tripping like this, feels like that.
Wow.
Everything's slowed down and odd, but then in your brain, everything is normal speed. So your brain can't function along with your body and send the correct signals to everything.
Wow.
That's kind of what it feels like. I discovered it at a poetry slam as a teenager because some people were out in the parking lot doing it. I'm like, I want to try that. I think I was like 13.
Yeah. This poem is taking forever.
An interesting night.
I need to see if the first draft is out of Honesty in Verse.
Oh, there was a draft of it that I read in the Discord the other day.
Okay, I just haven't checked. I've been trying to get through the list.
Yeah, I went through and checked on mine at least. And I'm going to read the whole thing, but I went through and checked mine first. And then I started back from the beginning. I'm about halfway through it now. I only found like one typo in one of mine, but it was a typo that I created and didn't fix.
Okay. I've transferred 28 videos to 3 different YouTube channels.
Nice.
We are getting somewhere with that, and I've made graphics because Instagram, you have to either have a picture or a video.
Right, right.
But we are getting somewhere. And I have also come to the conclusion I do not add. I have found some a couple of new hashtags I need to be adding, like haunted attraction.
Oh yeah.
So like the other one, and I did not.
Send me your list that you're
really-
currently using. I can probably suggest a lot. I've gotten really good with hashtags.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out more to go along with like the haunted ones and the other stories, because I've been trying to learn more.
Hashtag haunt life is a really good one that a lot of people use.
Okay, haunt life. I shall start adding that because I need to work more on the Chainers one. 'Cause I've got a whole lot of tombs transferred, about 3 seasons worth,
Yeah.
and
Nice.
I've got like 5 or 6 episodes, and then 2 episodes worth of the Cinders. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, this whole lot of little episodes for just the Cinders.
Yeah.
But either way, who is your favorite poet?
Paul Lawrence Dunbar. He's from here in Dayton, actually.
Brutal.
His house is a historical landmark that you can go take tours of, and he's buried in Woodland Cemetery.
Do you have one, Uncle Necro?
Jim Morrison.
That's a good choice, though. I didn't think about that as being a choice, but you're right. He was a poet also.
Yeah.
His poetry's
Yeah, that's right.
fantastic.
If you could pick any character that you've written, or any character you've written so far, which one would be the best one to sit down and either have like a drink or coffee or a meal with and just talk?
Mr. Jones.
Skip. Skippy.
Who has made the best sandwich in your life?
Me. I take the art of sandwich making very fucking stupid seriously. Like when I want to do sandwiches, like I have to have the right shit. It's got to be done correctly. Like, I don't know. I'm a really good sandwich maker.
I would
Alrighty.
have to agree. I make some pretty awesome sandwiches.
Well, I bring out different spices, like all kinds of shit. It just depends on the kind of sandwich people want.
Are you a pickle person?
We like pickles. But sometimes if I want the taste of pickles, but I don't want the crunch of pickles on a sandwich, I'll use dill seed, which is really good on sandwiches.
I haven't put that on there before.
It's really good if done correctly, especially if you're going to use like a very light bit of mustard. A very light mustard with dill seed is really good. It was really well together.
I'm not really a pickle person, but I will have them on burgers. Like
I
the
can get jar pickles and just eat them.
sweet pickles pairs really good.
I like sweet pickles. Yeah.
Maybe some relish.
Yeah. Bread and butter chip pickles are also pretty good too. With certain types of sandwiches.
Okay. I just haven't been into bread and butter in a long time.
They're really good in certain situations. I mean, I'll eat a jar of them on their own. So, I mean, I like them regardless, but they're good pickles, man.
I don't get the recent pickle craze that's going on. Like Burger King has pickle fries.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Have your pickle milkshake. What?
Yeah, that I don't get. The pickle fries I understand.
You got to dip your
Because,
pickle fries and your pickle milkshake while you're playing pickleball.
yeah.
While playing with your pickle.
Yeah. What is this? It's a wooden pickle. What?
I'm Pickle Rick, bitch.
still can't get
Oh my god.
past Kyle saying he'll just flick me and everything will be fixed.
Yeah. Yep. I got my first adult Ghostbusters jumpsuit recently. I got to get a patch for myself to put on there, but I got my first one.
That is epic. I want one now.
Nice.
Well, I've wanted one since I was a kid.
My concern is like I don't know how to identify myself as a Ghostbuster, like using the traditional standard, because I feel like I'm equal parts Egon and Venkman all in one. I don't know how to handle that.
Understandable. Okay. What has been your favorite short story that you've read this year?
Ooh, this year. Hmm.
The Philco device.
It can't be something you've written.
Okay.
That's
Well, I mean, I
tedious.
wouldn't assume it was.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like out loud to everybody else.
No.
I
Favorite
see.
short story you've read by an author that is not yourself.
This year.
Because
Hmm.
we're in November. You've had
Yeah.
to at least read or heard a short story that you've liked that you have not written.
Give me a sec while I look it up. Because I know which
Okay.
one, I just forget what the name of the story is.
Okay.
I forget the name of this story I'm thinking of too. It's the one that Mariah did about the cabin.
Oh, okay. That
I
one
know
was
it. I just
really
can't
good.
think of the name. My brain is dead, so I can't think of the title. But that's probably my favorite that I read this year.
Oh yeah, that's a really good one.
Well, it was a close tie.
Now that I'm less brain dead, I need to work more on making the more of the little teaser things. For the past like month and a half, 2 months, it's like I crashed.
Yeah, I'm still trying to come out of my crash right now. The busyness
trying.
ended. Now it's like the crash from the busyness, and I'm trying to get my shit together.
Come on.
Which means
I
also
know.
I'm finally going back to doctors again now the hunt season's over.
Yay.
So much
Starting
fun.
being able to read again, I'm happy.
Sorry, my Kindle is acting really, really slow.
My
And
Kindle
so-
was always slow.
well, it's the app that's on my phone.
That's how I read too, because I don't have a Kindle anymore. I mean, I kind of do. I just found it the other day, but it's like an old one, and I don't want to fuck with it.
So Josh's aunt gave us a Kindle, and I found out that we could download Dante's school app on there.
Nice.
So we've been using it for school and whatever books we have, which is like over 13,000. Because if it's free, I just click on it because I can.
If I get to figure out where I put mine, I'll send it to you just in case you guys get use out of it.
Okay.
I don't know where it is for not to look around again for it, but if I find it again, I'll send it to you.
I think I'm most looking forward to those books that you were going to send.
You just have to remind me to send them to you.
Okay, send me the books.
But you have to remind me what books they were, because I don't even remember the conversation right now.
Well, you were going to send the ones that you had written.
Oh, yeah. No, that's happening Monday. We're going to go and send them on Monday.
Okay.
We have a plan and a date.
Because I don't know what other books you have, but I also don't want to take your books, but I do want to read the ones that you had made because you had made them.
Yep. Yeah, that's should be two different versions of Silence is Crimson back when they were the mime and Campfire Tales that was released, but like I think maybe a couple copies sold and I yanked it.
Okay.
It's got the original version of stories you've heard, and probably I think there's at least one or two in there that I've never redone.
Okay.
And I know where those are. Those are actually here where I live now, so I can go and send them.
Okay. I hope so. Because you were going to send them and then they didn't end up in the box because life is stupid.
Because I forgot that they were in a different box that wasn't in with my current writing career. And we had just gotten another box from storage like the day before I started sending stuff, and I just brain death.
And I looked through the one you had sent, and I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. But I had to leave so quick after getting the box, I didn't even realize it wasn't an actual VHS. I just looked at it, opened it up, and I'm like, awesome. Hugged it and set it to the side.
Found it.
Oh, the Beetlejuice thing had all the stickers and the shit in it. Yeah, that was from Spirit, actually. I was at Spirit, and we were getting like some animatronics and some different shit on discount, and I saw it. I'm like, oh my god, that would be perfect for them. So I just picked it up and bought it and put it in your box.
I found
I
the
love
story.
Awesome. What's the story?
It's Trash Fire Stories by Curtis M. Lawson. It's from his Devil's Night collection.
That was good. That was a good one.
It's a good collection altogether, but that one really,
Oh yeah.
as one of the opening stories, it kind of grabs you by the throat and tosses you
Oh, yeah.
around for a bit.
Oh,
No.
did you like the metaphysical items that I sent you inside of the little owl bag?
I love them.
So
They
that
made me
was
happy.
that, along with that owl bag, was from one of my best friend Erica's actual shops here in town, and she does online sales too.
Ooh, definitely.
And she
And
may
there's
be
only
cheaper
one.
than places you're going there now, because her prices are stupid cheap, and she's probably, I call her an expert, especially on gems and stones and crystals. Like, she is literally probably the most knowledgeable person I've ever met, and that's saying a lot for that kind of stuff. She's also the sweetest person in the world too, so that helps.
I would love the website. There's only one that I had no idea what it was. The round one with the different. It was very.
She told me when I
almost
picked it
like
up.
it was squirrel.
She recommended it for you because I was telling her about. She's like, oh, I recommend this, I recommend that, and she put me together a little thing to put in that bag. 'Cause I bought the bag from her, that little thing from her, the owl thing from her store too.
Oh, that is awesome. I love it. I have it currently in my bag at the moment.
No, she's awesome though. Like, you'll like her. It's Air Everlasting is the name of her store.
Okay.
I'm trying to get her to let me do an ad for her, but she's just been really busy. Just kind of help her out and stuff because she's awesome. So my brother's wife before he passed,
Okay.
whose son comes up at the haunt and haunts with me sometimes.
That is awesome.
She's actually going to make the crystal bouquet because Brooke wants to be unique for her wedding, so she wants a crystal bouquet. So that's Erica's going to make that.
I didn't know those existed. That is amazing.
Yeah, they're apparently a thing, and Brooklyn found out about it, had to have it one. I was like, boy, do I have the person for you. So now they're in a group chat together.
And my sister is bougie.
Yeah. Brick bougie.
Wait a minute. Do you guys have a question you had wanted to ask? Because I'm the one that's been appointed.
No, you're the appointed question asker.
I'm the appointed.
I'm officially on my
question
last cigarette at the moment.
Oh, okay. If you could choose one place where you live to suggest a visitor to go see, where would you tell them to go?
Let's see. I guess that would depend on the person. It's kind of a hard one because I would recommend a lot of different things to different people.
Okay, we'll go with me as the person.
Oh, Woodland Cemetery. It's one of the oldest cemeteries in the country, and they have this thing called the Lookout, where you go up there and stand, and there's the picnic shelter and stuff. It's at this point where everybody refers to it as the top of the world. But I would actually recommend you going like right before they close during the winter when all the Christmas lights are up all over the city, because you can literally see all the Christmas lights of Dayton from this top point in the graveyard, and it's fucking gorgeous and just beautiful and serene. And it's in a cemetery.
That is awesome.
Carhenge.
I want to go to Carhenge so bad.
And then
That is on my
Runza
list
right
of
after.
things. That
Yeah.
and another and of course I cannot remember the name of it. The the pastry with the stuff inside.
Runza.
Runza. Because I'm like, he's in the wrong place to have pierogi.
I've never tried
like-
pierogies.
Pierogies are great. I like pierogies.
Dude,
Everybody
I found out they
says
have-
so, but I'm like, come on.
We have pierogies here. We have a couple places that do like homemade pierogies. They're really good.
I did not know about the Buckeye thing there. Definitely.
Buckeyes. The dessert.
Would love to find out which place has the best Buckeyes.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
right
a fight.
now, Miss Timmerman is the best place here. Her house is the best place to get Buckeyes.
Well, we
I-
are the Buckeye State.
True. But here
No, a
in
lot of
Texas,
places make
it's
them.
Miss Timmerman's house.
Now, if you want the best infused Buckeyes, that would be where I live, because Michelle makes them, and they are fucking amazing.
Okay, I definitely want some of those.
And she makes
Infused
giant sized ones as well, like big enough to fit in the palm of your hand, like huge fucking Buckeyes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can't eat them all in one setting if you want your sanity to remain intact.
I ate it all in one sitting. I was so high I couldn't move.
Yeah, he couldn't. He was done for a while.
Dude, okay. I definitely want one so bad now.
They're pretty epic,
You
man.
gotta make it.
And I just want to buy a ghost town and collect all of you and make you move into the ghost town with me, and we'll all just live in a ghost town, and it'd be great.
Cool.
I like that idea.
That's my
I
that's
will
my
do
life
that.
dream right there, man.
Well, I had wanted the ghost town. I just didn't have a collection of people that I would like to do it most with.
Oh, I definitely do. Definitely do, man. You guys are definitely high up on that list. Everybody at LA, we'll have our own actual network, like our own studio there and everything. I already know how to build it really cheaply and very nicely out of storage containers.
That's cool.
Everybody had their own house, though, for real, like the tiny houses, like a whole tiny house community.
Oh yeah.
We'll operate a haunted attraction, a hotel that does like murder mystery weekends, horror themed. We'll have a drive-in, all kinds of shit, man. I oddly enough have had this planned like as a business plan for the last 15 years, and every year I go and I sit down in January and I update it. And right now there are 12 different ghost towns under $1 million that currently have working electricity and working buildings and businesses.
Okay.
There's 7 more that are a little above $1 million, all in Ohio.
Okay. Do we want to do the haunted hotel or the haunted town for our next anthology?
Hotel.
Hotel? Okay.
Because that'll bring back something that Dell and I used to work on that I've been wanting to revisit
That would be
in a
awesome.
different way.
Oh yeah. Because I love the original that you guys were working on. That was an amazing thing.
It was a really good concept. And then that server got the rights to it, and then it just kind of died again, right as I was about to jump back into it. They did all the promotional videos for it too, which were hilarious. In fact,
Oh yeah, I love them.
I've done that. I've done a haunted day spa. Well, no, the day spa was vampires. It was the vampire day spa. That one was pretty hilarious. We did the haunted arcade, which was a lot of fun.
The Vampire Day Spa.
Yes, a vampire day spa happens on an island.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. That was a fun project, though. I did videos for that one too.
That is an interesting thought.
But that project, your stories were written like customer reviews. That was like the way in which you had to write the story was like an extended customer review. So like, it was a very fun way to write a story, and that's what I missed about a lot of the collectives I used to do with Dell and with other people back in the days, because we always had like an interesting set of rules. There's this one we did. It was about this town called Serenity Falls. I didn't jump into it until season 2 of the collection, but it was one book written by a collection of authors. So it was one overarching story. There was a map of the town. There was all like the plot lines for every character and every business. And it turned out to be 2 very organic, pretty awesome books. And I got to do the second one. that was about like Christmas and stuff. But it was really good. That was a fun one. We did the suicide hotline that me and Del came in towards the end of. That was a lot of fun. They had like an ARG with it. It had a little role-playing game attached to it in the server. I've done a lot of interesting ones, man. I like ones that challenge you to write in ways you wouldn't normally write.
Oh yeah.
I miss that. I did one that was a case file that I've never published anywhere. I'm thinking about grabbing and redoing. I made it like a found footage type story. That one was fun.
That sounds cool.
Just now looking up the Serenity Falls series.
I only have book 2 so far. I need to go back and get book 1.
One's really good.
I'm
The
wondering if I
Reddit?
got the right.
There's Serenity Falls 2 Horror for the Holidays that I did.
So I'm not on the right one. Okay. There's like a series written by a James A. Moore.
No.
That came.
Yeah, it's not him.
Serenity
This one
Falls
will list a
without-
bunch of others. If you type my name in, you'll find this, or go to my webpage, you'll find the sequel. I'll link to it.
Yeah, I should have done that.
And it'll help you find the first one too. Like I said, I didn't write the first one, but I read the whole first one and fucking loved it. And then happened to be Fred, one of the people in charge of it, and got into the second one.
There we go.
I would love it if we could, at one point in the future, one of the anthologies be in a nursing home.
Why not? Do a hospital. Or a nursing home specific, whatever. I don't see why not.
I love nursing homes.
What about permit
That's
stars?
not a weird thing.
Ooh, $3.99 for the Kindle.
Yeah, it's worth it. Hmm.
And they made the book overview all rhymey and stuff.
Yep. It was fun, man.
Brown. Grant Hinton, Nick Moore.
There's a lot of names in that one.
Interesting. Okay, guys, I gotta tap out now.
Yeah, I'm probably about to tap out myself.
It was,
Okay, let's
Good
do the
night
closing thing. Tell everybody your favorite, tell everybody what your favorite pie is, and then if you want where to find you, or just say goodnight.
Favorite pie? I don't like pies. So that's my favorite pie, the pie that didn't get made. I like cakes, not pies.
Wow.
You can find me at rastcslasher.com or just type my name in, and you'll probably talk to Jenny wherever you find me.
Exactly.
And say hello to your mom for me.
It's easier for you to just call her name, and she can come see you.
It's okay. Have Ouija board, we'll travel.
You don't even need a Ouija board. Just say her name, and she'll say what.
Yeah.
She already knows you're important.
So
Chocolate cream.
regular pie would be pumpkin, and hostess pie would be cherry.
Ooh.
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, currently known as X. I'm now on Blue Sky too, and a couple of blogs and a couple of anthologies. So
Hi, Dolby. Okay. Hey, people are actually answering that one. Pumpkin with a bunch
yes.
of whipped cream.
Missy.
I like whipped cream with a little bit of pumpkin pie in there.
You guys have a great and safe and healthy. Okay, turtle
Thanks,
pie.
Kelly.
Hostess would be apple, and there's 22 places. How about you start clicking pages and asking, and maybe you'll find the right person.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you guys later.
Bye.